Good evening and welcome to Jim Goda Stadium at Cliff Homrest Field, and we are getting ready for high school football, and it's playoff football tonight as the Moorhead Spuds take on the Alexandria Cardinals. And along with Kent McLeod, we're looking to have just another exciting nail-biting type of game, as we always expect when the Spuds and Cardinals play.
Always, always, always. It doesn't matter what the records are, and if you go back to what the first game was, Alex actually was ahead at halftime, and Moorhead took care of it in the second half. But Alex has a couple players back they didn't have, and with Will Height back, that's going to add a dimension that they didn't get to see in that first go-round, Larry.
And he is just now working his way back into playing condition, and we expect him to be in high octane for the simple fact that for Alexandria, getting ready to play Moorhead, it's the same for Moorhead getting ready to play Alexandria. There's a little extra zip in things when these two teams meet.
Absolutely, and you know, we kind of say that about Bemidji and Brainerd too. You know, you throw the records up, but this has got a few more implications because whoever wins this one gets to keep on going, and whoever loses this one is done. And so I expect the emotions to be real high, and what I'd like to see Moorhead do is get off to a better start this game offensively than they did in that first game.
It turned out last time around that the Spuds had to rely on a last-minute score to get the win. 37-31 was the final earlier in the third week of the season, and so tonight it's Moorhead and Alexandria playing in the semifinal bracket of Section 8A football. We'll be back with more, but first, after this timeout, a message from Terry.
As we honor America, as our Moorhead High School band, under the direction of Mrs. Pam Redlinger, plays our national anthem. At this time, please once again welcome the team from Alexandria, the Cardinals. And now, let's meet the defensive starters for your Moorhead Spuds. Number 1, a 6'3" senior, Alan Salmon. Number 4, a 6'4" junior, Michael Haugo. A D-back, a 6'2" senior captain, number 5, Jamal Dixon. A linebacker, a 5'11" senior captain, number 6, Julio Ngati. On the end, a 6'4" senior captain, number 11, Jack Tyken. A D-back, a 5'8" junior, number 26, Carson Went. A linebacker, a 5'11" junior, number 28, Ben Harlichka. A linebacker, a 6'3" senior, number 32, Austin Altapeter. On the end, a 6'3" junior, number 74, Elanius Davis. On the line, a 6'1" senior, number 77, Ashton Larry. On the line, a 5'10" junior, number 97, A.B. Gala. And the rest of your Moorhead Spuds. Head coach, Kevin Feeney. Coach for the Cardinals, Mike Empting. Let's play football.
Kickoff, the Moorhead defensive unit has just now been introduced to the crowd here tonight. We're looking for a great ball game from beginning till the very end.
Absolutely, right from the opening kickoff. And one nice thing that Moorhead's got an advantage right now is they get to kick off with this crosswind. It's kind of a northwest wind. I call it just kind of a fair, just a little bit, 20 to 25 with gusts to 35. Just kind of a calm day here in Moorhead. But I expect to see this one back in the southeast end of the end zone.
There's just enough breeze at their back kicking off that will provide a carry.
Yep.
For the most part, the wind is directly across the field, but there is that slight angle to it, and
Yep.
It does affect the way the football carries.
It really does, and it like I said, he's going to kick off from the left hash, and I expect this thing to end up on the right hash when if he gets it up in the air, the wind will push it, because if he gets it up above the press box, it'll push it that way.
And the Cardinals have two players back in return, Kristen Hoskins and Tegan Pfeffer, as we get ready to start this Section 8 semifinal contest. Meanwhile, not too far from here, Bemidji is on the road at Sauk Rapids Rice in the other semifinal game, with the two winners scheduled to meet 1 week from last night. It'll be a Friday night contest against the higher seed. It could be Moorhead, it could be Alexandria, it could be Sauk Rapids Rice, it could be Bemidji. End over end, and we are underway as the play is taken at the 9-yard line. Here's the return by Steffensmeyer, and Hoskins rather. Kristen Hoskins is met shoulder pad to shoulder pad, and down he goes.
Nice job. Ben Herlishka was on the arrow that time, and he went right to where the ball was. Came down. The receiver tried to make a left turn at the 20-yard line. He stopped him right in his tracks for about a 3-yard gain.
Carter Steffensmeyer is at quarterback, and he's a shifty, very elusive, and sometimes slippery quarterback. He's very hard to catch, not only catch, but then to bring down. They go to a spread formation with 3 receivers on the near side. Carter Steffensmeyer lines up shotgun formation with a running back alongside him. And on the run-pass option, the Spuds are right there making the stop. And the play goes maybe for a yard at best. Elanius Davis was in the vicinity of the stop, and it brings up second down.
Right out bat. He was on a slant, Larry, and got across face, and Brent Hillerska from his linebacker spot came in, and they stopped him for a real short gain. Nice. That's a good way to start the ball game right there.
Second down and 9 for Alexandria. Moving left to right into the sun, into the wind here tonight. And as we wait, Carter Steffensmeyer makes the call, makes the play, and the hole opens up for a little slice of room, and then the ball seems to be stripped away. We're waiting to see now where the fingers point as the officials bring up players off one another. The Spuds indicated that they had recovered, but no, the play was down, and that's where it will stay at the 25-yard line and bring up third down.
That was just a straight dive play that time, trying to get as much weight, as they could forward. And again, Moorhead Ben Herlishka was right there to meet him in the hole.
Third down and almost 5. Need to cross over the 30-yard line to keep the opening drive going. Steffensmeyer now looking and throwing off to the far side, and it's tipped away. Spuds were there on the coverage, and it's knocked away and out of bounds by Jamal Dixon, and that brings up fourth down.
And nice play. They tried to run a little slant like Moorhead will do a lot of times, just a timing route, and as soon as the receiver broke down, he came in, got his left hand in there for knocked it down. Great play, nice way to start. They should get pretty good field position here.
As they line up for the punt, Spuds defense, which is becoming a little bit more salty as the season has worked its way along, making a stop on the initial series here tonight. Here's the kick away. End over end, a shorter kick, and then a good bounce for Alexandria inside the 40 and down at the 39-yard line. Down there where the Spuds offense comes onto the field now with the wind at their back and the sun also at their back.
Yep, good job by Mackay Elmore. He was lined up pretty deep. That was about a 35-yard punt. And he let it bounce in front of him. Then he did, thankfully he did the right thing. He went off to the left and let it roll.
Gavin Quaid is at quarterback. We will see several different people in the backfield. We will see a load of different people at wide receiver. That's the feature of a spread offense. And out of the huddle comes, Michael Haugo comes wide near side. Mackay Elmore inside of him. A single man in the backfield behind quarterback Gavin Quaid. As he waits for the snap, the play is there, and the call goes on that run option play.
Nice.
The run is the call, and it's across the 41-yard line. Jamal Dixon on the carry, picking up 2, maybe 3 yards. At best, it'll be 2nd down and 7.
And just a straight ahead, let's see what we can get on first down. Just man on man up front going. It's just a straight dive play, and he put his shoulder pad level on, got met at about with a 2-yard game and made it into about a 3-yard game. Just here we go. We're going to open up with a good pop.
To the near side of the field, the open side of the field. Wide out is Michael Haugo. Inside of him, Mackay Elmore. Wide receiver to the far right side for Gavin Quaid as he waits for the snap, and they'll keep it on the ground once again as they power it across the 45 and up near the 46-yard line. So 3-4 yards at a crack. The Spuds now face a 3rd down situation and still needing 3 yards to keep the drive going. The line to gain, the 49-yard line.
Yep, just a little straight ahead, just a one-gap trap where they trap the big number 70, and just a little bit of hole there. Again, I like what Jamal did. He just got his pad level down, got met about a yard deep, and burrowed forward for about a 4-yard gain.
Just underway. This is the second series of plays. Alexandria went 3 and out. Now the Spuds on the return, facing 3rd and almost 3. Gavin Quaid waiting. Here's the turn. He'll roll out near side looking to throw. Leaning back to throw. He's got his man wide open. It's Mackay Elmore. Dancing his way loose for an extra 3 yards. And he's picked up and brought down by Gavin Ashmore. And with that play, the stop made, but the Spuds have picked up a first down. And over the course of the season, Mackay Elmore has become the clutch player, the money player in his receiving position.
Again, whether it be receiving or on a punt or kickoff return, he's done very well with that, and he's got great speed. And that time was just a timing route. When he came out, the ball was there, and about a 15-20-yard gain. So
to the open side of the field, that's where Michael Haugo and Mackay Elmore live. Wide receiver on the near side is Alon Salmon, and the play comes to Jamal Dixon. He works his way. He tries to slither his way for a couple of extra yards to the 25-yard line. And from there, it's very close, and they're going to move the chains on that run. A 10-yard gain for Jamal Dixon and a Moorhead first down.
Yeah, and Alex has got a guy down too, Larry. But I'll tell you, they just ran power. They like doing that. They pull the backside guard. They lead up with Julio Angadi. Angadi kicked out, and big Jake Erdman went up here, got on the linebacker, and then they had other people. They had people on the second level, and I like what Jamal's doing. He gets his pad level down, and he picked up extra yards after contact.
Dayton Downing is the injured Alexandria player, and the training staff has come out to tend him. That gives us a chance to take this break with 8:44 remaining here in the first quarter. From Jim Goda Stadium, it's Moorhead nothing and Alexandria nothing.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good
and able to walk off the field to the far side. And from all that we could tell, the injury was not lower body, but rather something up on the shoulders and in the arm area. So he's waving that off, and we expect to see him back in the lineup here soon. Meanwhile, the Spuds have a first down play coming at the Alexandria 25-yard line. This is Moorhead's first series of plays, and Gavin Quaid takes the snap and hands off. And from there, Jamal Dixon, he was looking for some room and really ran out of room and he was brought down after just a very short gain, maybe a yard. And so far, we're seeing a lot of Jamal Dixon, a lot more than we normally do at this point of the game.
Yeah, he's trying to set tone, came back, ran power right away again. That time, I tell you, Will Height, he just made his presence felt. He got up underneath the lead blocker's block, got through it and stopped him right at the line of scrimmage, and he was fortunate to get a yard gain. That's a nice job by Mr. Height.
2nd down and 9. Alon Salmon is wide out near left side. And Julio Ngati comes over and joins the play in the slot, rolling right now to the open side of the field, leaning back to throw, and the pass is there.
Nice fake up.
And it is incomplete. It was right there, and a good defensive position on the play by Gavin Ashmore. And so with that, it brings up 3rd down.
Yep, they ran boot back to the right, and he's lined up as the inside. Elmore was inside slot right out. Nice job by Ashmore coming up underneath that and getting a hand on the ball. The timing's there. He just made a great play.
If you're new to Spud football with Kevin Feeney, it's 3rd down here. That means only that it's 1 down closer to 4 down situation.
Exactly.
With the ball resting at the 25-yard line, back to pass. Screen pass set up for Alon Salmon. He's open. He's dancing to the outside, and he escapes, but not for long, and then finally brought down inside the 20, near the 19. Boy, there was a lot of excitement on the possibilities that may have occurred on that play.
He saw a couple of gaps. He kept sliding out. You know, they just ran a middle screen to Lon and did a nice job. Saw that the first gap was covered. Made probably one too many moves, and I think he could have got more. Might have been close if he'd have stayed with it, but you know what? 4th and 5, 4th and 2, doesn't matter. Kevin will go for it.
One way or the other, this will enhance Moorhead's position to score or enhance the Alexandria offensive position if they come up with a stop here. It's 4th down and 5 at the 20-yard line. Rolling near side and looking to throw. The play is there. It's Mackay Elmore who leans this way and then lost the football, but they'll give him the score. The Spuds have put up 6. Mackay Elmore with the catch and run and score.
Came back the exact same play. They ran the other way. Ran boot back to left. You've got Moorhead's Hoggle goes to the post. He stays right with him. Right when he goes to post, he runs quick up, runs the out. The corner and the safety get into each other's way, so he's wide open. The nice job of diving. I wish he wouldn't stick the ball out like that, but he broke the plane before he fumbled it.
That sets up a point after try. Ben Colburn lines it up. The snap is back, the placement there, the kick is good, and the Spuds break out first. With 7 minutes to play here in the first quarter, it's now Moorhead 7 and Alexandria nothing.
That's a 65.
Colburn's kick is all the way inside the 5, and here's the return off to the far side. Haskins is on his way to the 35, 40, still on his feet at midfield, and finally pushed out of bounds. But what a great return for the Cardinals, Kristen Hoskins. And that kind of takes the wind for the moment out of the sail of Spud's accomplishment here a moment ago.
Absolutely, and they set that up perfectly. The ball was kicked down to the right hash, if you will. He took straight up the hash. They set up the left wall. He got to it. Ben Herlischka looked like he was going to make the play, and they actually peeled the guy off of that wall to pick up Ben. After that, it was just a picket fence that he ran through until Moorhead's secondary people could get back over, and this is a big sudden change right here.
A 55-yard kickoff return by Alexandria sets up the Cardinals at the Moorhead 40-yard line. And Steffensmeyer leans back to throw. He wants to put this one tied up right away, but no. Just long as he tried to hook up with Kristen Hoskins. The pass comes up incomplete. He was looking for a little penalty flag on the action there, but no call made, and so it comes back. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Great job by Carson Wentler. They went play action. He was the inside slot. Carson's playing that two deep secondary role, and he just made sure he stayed back when the ball was sit like that. It had been offensive interference because that guy actually pushed Carson. Great job by Carson playing center field.
Wide receiver left, 3 receivers near right side. Carter Steffensmeyer takes the snap, and on the run. That appeared to be slowed down at the line of scrimmage, but a strong running effort there carries it to the 36-yard line. Turns into a 4-yard gain and a penalty flag. Waiting to see, there it is. Their penalty flag on the far side of the field, and the Spuds moving backward. And that will cost a lot of important yardage here on this play, as the Cardinals now, after a 55-yard kickoff return, get a little help from the Spuds with a big penalty that will put the ball inside the 25 and spot it right outside the 21-yard line.
That's too bad because Moorhead had that snuffed up pretty good. They ran inside zone that time. Linnaeus Davis spotted, took care of it, hit him right at the line of scrimmage, bounced off. Then when the linebacker came over the top, when he reached across, he got the helmet, which is too bad.
Here's Steffensmeyer with receivers in a cluster far left side. Dropping in the pocket to look and sets up the screen, and the Spuds are there for the stop. Will Height was the receiver, and he got stopped immediately. And Julio Ngati is there with a He's had some big stops throughout the course of the season. Some stand up and take notice hits.
Yep, they tried to set up a halfback screen where they actually faked it to him. Then he slid outside, and Julio did a great job. And he was about a half a step away from picking that off and going the other way, which we've already seen him do once this year.
An 8-yard loss on that play by Ngati, and Alexandria faces 2nd and 18. Snap is back in the throw off to the far side. They're looking, and the play is made and wrapped up right away. And I tell you what, right away the Spuds, Julio Ngati, is everywhere. He makes the play out on the flat. He makes the play down in the trenches, and that play results in a ball spotted down at the 25-yard line, and it's 3rd down now in 14. 3rd and 14 for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and that was the back out of the backfield and hooking up on the hash, and Julio spotted that, and as soon as he caught it, he wrapped him up and got help from the secondary, but great read by Ngati.
Another big play for Alexandria here in the opening quarter. Trailing 7-0. Steffensmeyer stuffed out of the pocket, rolling far side and looking, then leans back to throw. Into the end zone, it is knocked away, and that'll go as an incomplete pass. Well, he did a remarkable job of being able to find a way to get loose and find an angle and find a position to throw upfield.
Yeah, and he did. And on that one, that time it was Moorhead's came up off the left edge and chased him out of the pocket. Nice job by the inside linebacker, and I think it was Ben Herliska that spotted that, came from his inside linebacker spot and got in his way, and he just had to throw it away.
So it's 4th down. Mike Empting and the brain trust on the far side. Let's see what they've come up with. 9 seconds to put the ball in play. They're going to go for it here. Line to gain, the 11-yard line to keep the drive going. Back to pass, Steffensmeyer. Leaning, throwing, he's got his man under the coverage, and he leans for the first down. He is very, very close. He leaned forward, and I think if the edge of the ball passes that certain plane, the chains will move on. They needed 14. They got 14 and just did get 14.
The other way. They were a yard short, Larry.
They came up short on the play. Everybody was heading on as though it was going to continue, but no, the Spuds defense by inches comes up with a stop. And it's 1st down, Moorhead.
Yeah, and that time what they did on that one was that they had Jackson Schoenrock delayed underneath. They ran 4 verticals under, and he came under an underplay. And when they did it, and Carson came up from his safety spot and stopped him for just about that much short.
Show me again.
That much.
1st down, Moorhead. It had to be done. On the ground it goes, and the crawl upfield across the 15, maybe the 16-yard line on the play, which would be a 4-yard gain for the Spuds. Clock is running, 4:40 to go here in the opening quarter. Moorhead scoring on their first drive and lead it 7-0. And the defense has just come up with a stop deep in their own end of the field, giving the ball back to the offense, as Mackay Elmore has brought in a play now from the bench.
At that time, there was Ben Herliska who's lined up in the backfield, and they just went straight ahead. A-lane block, and he found a little seam for 4.
Wide receiver right, 2 receivers near left side, wing on the right side. Back to pass and throwing near side. Here's the play to Michael Haugo. He's got some room along the sideline. He's still on his feet before he got shoulder tackled and spun out of bounds. Big pass catch by Michael Haugo and run for a Moorhead first down. They'll spot it at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, they're playing cover 3. That corner was lined up, Larry, about 9 or 10 yards off of him. Mackay Elmore just ran basically a post to take care of the safety. He took 1 step forward, caught it, and then with all that space and with his speed, he made that first guy miss, and he can run when he gets out in the open.
So the Spuds now moving upfield. Wide receivers to the far right side, the open side of the field, as Gavin Quaid waits for the snap from center. Back it comes, and he steps into the pocket and looks. He's going deep. He's got his man, and this one is overthrown. He had Alon Salmon on the near side, but he was double covered with good coverage from Tegan Pfeffer along the sideline, and the pass thrown long and incomplete brings up second down.
Yep, and if he could have thrown that ball outside instead of upfield, he might have had a completion. That's the only place he could throw it, but you know what? They took a shot deep. That's going to loosen people up, but they're sitting back with those 2 deep safeties. That's going to be tough. It's going to have to be a perfect throw to hit that thing up on the side like that. And but that was a good ball considering how that wind's blowing.
From their own 42-yard line, Moorhead facing 2nd and 10. 2 receivers, far right, single receiver near side, Alon Salmon. Here's the snap back and the play. Runs into a wall, slides off the wall, and crumbles forward to about the 45. Downing comes in on the stop for Alexandria. And it was Ben Herliska on the run. And a short gain there sets up a 3rd down play for Moorhead. 3rd down and 6.
Yep, Moorhead's bread and butter. They like to run that power, and they came power back to their left. And nice job again by, that time it was Tegan Pfeiffer from his spot, came across and met the first guard up and kind of stuffed that hole a little bit, and that made it for a little tougher running, but they can get 7 yards in 2 plays here.
To the open side of the field, Moorhead faces 3rd and 7. Rolling in that direction, Quaid. He's got some room, but he's also got a penalty flag following him along the way, and that'll be against Moorhead for holding. You can expect it there, but it's all brought back. He picked up enough yardage for the first down, but the holding penalty will nullify that play, and the Spuds a couple of times here already have been hurt by the flag.
Yeah, and this one's too bad, and it was behind the play, but it's still, he did hold him because it happened right in front of the official. Nice job, ran boot to the right. They had it covered. He got what he needed, saw where the first down marker. Unfortunately, it's going to come back, and now we're going to have about 3rd and about 20.
They spotted at the 32-yard line. 3rd down and 20 for the Spuds here. Clock will start with 3:06 to go. Spuds leading at 7-0. A quick change of players on the near side brings Jamal Dixon back into the huddle. Both teams like to run the spread style of offense. Will run on occasion, enough to keep things balanced. Now 3 receivers joined by a 4th receiver set up far right side. Gavin Quaid being flushed out of the pocket, escapes and looks, leans back and throws. He throws it all the way upfield, and we've got no call made.
And there shouldn't be.
The offensive player and the defensive player got tangled up, and we're both heading for the ground. But no, there's no penalty flag there, and the play will count as an incomplete pass to bring up then 4th down, and this time the Spuds will punt.
Yeah, and that time, and I couldn't see who the Spud receiver was. They had so many people out there, I'm not sure who it was, but he ran an out and up or a wheel route. Corner did a nice job staying back in his cover 2 corner, picking it up. The receiver tried to cut across his face. They just tangled up their feet, so that was a good no call that time. The ball landed way away from him anyhow.
Wide receiver to the far side in case. This is a punt situation as they step back, and on the approach, the kick is away, angled off to the far side, and it gets a bounce straight up in the air before it is downed at the 33-yard line. That's where Alexandria will come on. So the Cardinals, although they were threatening here just a moment ago, come up with a tough defensive stand to get the ball back.
That's too bad because Moorhead had a first down on it. And second and 20 you can overcome. Third and 20 gets a little tougher unless you can get about half of it, and that didn't work out this time. But nice punt, about a 35-yard punt. At least they're starting on their own side of the 50 this time.
Going left to right, Alexandria. The slight, well, I shouldn't say the slight breeze, the breeze that is blowing with a slight angle across the field. And it certainly favors the teams that go right to left here in this game here tonight. And so for the moment, into the win by Alexandria. And the officials have taken a moment here for another discussion amongst themselves. And one of the people involved, I think, was the Alexandria football captain. And
yeah, he stepped up and said something, and the official called timeout. Now he and the linesman on that side are discussing
who knows what.
I don't know, yep.
Yeah, who knows what. The winner here tonight will play again Friday, 1 week from last night. And Moorhead is the number 1 seed, so if they win, they will host. And it would either be Sauk Rapids Rice, the number 2 seed, or Bemidji. And now an explanation will come to the sideline this side.
Nope, all he did is brought the ball over it. And
that's all that was his job on that play.
That's all he did.
And we've still had no indication as to why the delay here.
No.
And the formation for Alexandria already in place. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 receiver wide left. And so whatever was talked about, they're going to keep a secret. Carter Steffensmeyer. Shotgun formation, rolls near side to look. Here's the toss, and he overthrows his receiver. Hoskins, the intended receiver on the near side, was way overthrown. And from there, it'll be second down.
Yeah, they tried to set up that back screen where he comes out, and to get the receivers to block for him, they took 2 people, put them on Austin Altpeter, and he split it, and I think the quarterback saw that on the outside of his eye, and he overthrew it, I think, on purpose.
Second down and 10, 3 receivers on the near side. They'll go to the run as a part of that run option offense and get stopped for a short gain. Just across the 35, not quite the 36-yard line, and that brings up third down.
Yep, running that inside zone, and Moorhead made a little change. Instead of bringing the defensive down to him, the linebackers are responsible for the dive. Ben Herliska that time read that right away, met him just shortly after he got across the line of scrimmage to stop him for a short gain. And nice play, nice read. I mean, he got in the hole in a hurry that time.
1:55 to go, first quarter. Alexandria facing another in a long line of crucial third down plays. Here's Steffensmeyer running. He's got the first down on his own and still going. To the sideline and across. To the 40-yard line and keep going. Inside the 35 and finally down at the 31-yard line. Oh my, what an escape artist, Carter Steffensmeyer.
Yeah, for the Cardinals first down. He went back to pass, and Tyken flushed him right out of the pocket, and then he shows that good escape that he's able to do. Somebody had him by their shirt, and basically it's like a tearaway jersey. He broke that away, and unfortunately there's a spud down, Larry.
35 yards on that run, on that first down saving run by Carter Steffensmeyer. And as he turned upfield, he ran into one of the Spud tacklers who is still lying on the turf here at Jim Goda Stadium. That gives us a chance to take this break, and we'll return. 1:38 remaining in the first quarter here at Jim Goda Stadium. It's Moorhead 7, Alexandria nothing.
Pam is a small business owner. She is swamped. Pam knows she needs to advertise, but is overwhelmed by all the options. What if there was a way for Pam to have access to a team of media experts? What if this was at no extra cost and didn't require a contract? Meet Avenue Right. Save time, money, and get peace of mind that your advertising dollars are well spent.
The injured, Moorhead player who is walking off the field now to the near side very slowly. And we're not going to speculate, of course, on any degree of injury that might have taken place. And as soon as that number becomes unwrinkled, when I'm thinking you mentioned it was Austin Altepeter, and apparently that's the case. And the farther he gets along, the more steady he becomes. And the helmet is being helped carried along the near side as well. And I suspect it'll be a few plays before we see Altepeter back in the lineup as the Spuds now defense digs in. as the Cardinals on that last run by Steffensmeyer has a first down as they rest it down at the Spud 32-yard line. 3 receivers now on the near side. Here's the turn and the handoff off the left side, and the power keeps moving forward and keeps moving forward all the way down to the 21-yard line. Not quite enough, and it was enough. Will Height on the carry for the first down. He needed 10 and got 12.
And they're in a hurry, Larry.
They'll run it here with 1:20 to go. Here's the snap back. Will Height again on the carry. He lowers his shoulders, and everybody, oh my, there's getting to be some very physical, in a very good way, physical style of play. They're leaving it all out on the field here in the first quarter.
Yeah, that time they tried to run the inside zone again, only to the right. Linus Davis got across the face of the guard, met him right at the line of scrimmage, and then he got help again from Ben Herliska, who's all over the field right now too.
55 seconds and counting down. Alexandria threatening here before the end of the quarter. Here's Carter Steffensmeyer with a quick toss, and that one is batted away.
Number 11.
For the Spuds, Jack Tyken. Big, tall Jack Tyken reached up and swatted it away, and the incomplete pass brings up third down.
Yeah, and he had outside containment at the time, and his tackle was blocked out there, and he just got his whole 6'4" frame up in the air and knocked that down. Great play.
43 seconds now showing first quarter. Alexandria would like nothing better than to put this game into a tie to end the quarter with a slight opening to the outside, closed quickly as Steffensmeyer turned into the defense. And with that play, Steffensmeyer brought to the 20-yard line. And it's fourth down.
Yeah, that time when he saw that Tyken was come upfield, Tyken came off, saw that he was going to run, stepped right back. You don't move very far when he gets you in his arms because he's a whole lot of person. He put a big bear hug on him, and I think that's going to take us to the end of the quarter.
Yeah, they won't run another play, and that takes us to the locker, or to the other end of the field. Here's we have played one quarter at Jim Cota Stadium as the time shows zeros. After one quarter of play, it is Moorhead 7 and Alexandria nothing. Welcome back as we get ready to start the second quarter of play. 7-0 Moorhead leading.
4th and 9.
And it's 4th and 9 for the Cardinals as they go right to left now here in the second quarter. 3 receivers to the far right side. Back to pass. Steffensmeyer steps into the pocket. He ducks underneath a sack and then goes down at the 24-yard line. Spuds defense has come to play tonight. There's no doubt about it. Continually coming up with big plays along the way. And the ball is turned over on downs.
Big sack. Linus Davis was the one who missed him. He had him and he ducked. He did a little Fran Tarkenton, but he couldn't get away from Ashton Larry, and he couldn't get away from, I couldn't see who the other one was, and they both double teamed him and dropped him for loss. Great pass rushing. They basically only brought 3 that time, and they were able to beat Alexandria's offensive line and flushed them out and dropped them for a big loss, and Spuds get to go back on offense.
With the lead, it's 7-0. Now moving left to right. Starting this drive at their own 24-yard line. 2 receivers wide left side. Back to pass, and the screen is set up, and there's the catch, and there's the run at the 35 and 40. Here goes Michael Hago down the sideline. He's still on his feet, but he stumbles and rolls his way down. He was 1/2 step away from going all the way. He lost his balance in the attempt to get away from the tackler, And down he goes at the 22-yard line. It is first down, Moorhead.
And nice read by the coaching staff. Again, that corner's playing about 8-9 yards off. He just takes a step back. They throw it to him. He actually outran the corner who had the angle on him, went past him and took the free safety to come over the top to knock him over. And he just has great speed when he gets down that sideline.
So on the play, the Spuds get out of trouble and hum upfield, across midfield, all the way down to the 23-yard line. From there, it's first down, already leading 7-0. Here's the quick pitch back to the near side. And the play goes down. Jamal Dixon works his way inside the 20, barely. It's in the red zone now as Fernholz comes up with the stop for Alexandria.
There's something a little different, Larry. Not only he went underneath center and then he ran a toss play. We haven't seen that this year. And nice job again by their defensive on pursuit to stop that for a short gain. It looked like it was going to go more, but their inside backers both got over there. Nicely done.
Low scoring so far, 7-0 Moorhead, but the Spuds have all of a sudden found themselves in a scoring situation. In the Alexandria red zone, wide receivers to the far left side, man in motion, steps in and waits. Back to pass and rolling, looking far side and stepping, and then looking and throwing. He throws it down low. Did he make the catch? No, it is ruled incomplete at the 10-yard line. That was a scramble and a well-thrown ball, because if his own player didn't catch it, nobody was going to catch up to it.
Absolutely, and that time they were just running a two-man boot route with the Twins out that side. They had it pretty well covered. Salmon came all the way from the right side and just ran an under route, just kept coming. He tried to throw it down and away from him. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite pull it in.
It looks like Carson Wendt has joined the lineup on this play with 10:28 to go. We are early in the second quarter. Gavin Quaid now has 4 receivers, and before play gets underway, a timeout taken by Kevin Feeney. With 10:28 to go here in the first half, it's Moorhead 7, Alexandria nothing.
Play for the Cardinals.
Wow.
Back to Moorhead Spuds.
Back to play after the Moorhead timeout. They go to the air into Alon Salmon, who is open deep up the middle of the field. He makes the catch. He gets tackled. He's down, and it's first and goal at the 5-yard line. Moorhead threatening. As they break out of the huddle, it comes wide near right side. Gavin Quaid now puts tight end Jack Tyken on the left side or to the short side of the field. Here's the turn. And Alexandria was right there waiting, and they just really were not going to let anything happen on that one. And so with that, play stops as they unpile a lot of people on the way, and that's a loss of yardage back to the 6-yard line from Moorhead. And just a moment ago, they were inside the 5.
Yeah, and that time they were trying to run power to left, and the timing of the whole thing just looked off. I don't know if the snap was a little early, but the timing was off. Ben got as many as he could, and not much you can do when you got 4 white jerseys on you.
Lon Salmon is wide out to the far side. Gavin Quaid takes the snap, rolls near side and looks. He throws quickly. He's got his man in the end zone for the touchdown. Alon Salmon this time is open, running the sideline play right to the edge to make the catch, and the Spuds have put up a double score on Alexandria.
And nice, he bought himself time. They had two receivers sideline. Solomon ran a pivot route where he comes up, starts to go inside, pivots, comes back outside. Moorhead quarterback, of course, Gavin rolled out on that one there and hit him just perfectly in stride.
Perfectly thrown pass, and the Spuds have made this a two-score game now with 9:06 remaining. Here's the snap back for the point after try, and Ben Colburn lines it up and kicks it good. So now with 9:06 to go here in the first half, it's Moorhead 14 and Alexandria nothing. Here's the kickoff by Ellie Feedy, and it is a shorter kickoff, gathered in at about the 40. I wonder if maybe there was some design in that, knowing that she might not have the distance on her kicks, as does Ben Colburn, but getting it to dump inside like a 9-iron shot on a golf course, and it just about worked. It just about resulted in a turnover.
Yes, it did. It was exactly what it was. She just had a little pitch shot that she was trying to get up on the 40-yard line, and not only when it hit then backward, all of a sudden Alexandria kid went, "Oh, I better fall on that," and Moorhead was close to recovering that.
So now trailing 14-0, Carter Steffensmeyer and the Cardinals. Leaning to throw, screen pass over. Hoskins is there making the catch. And his run, I think, carried him over the first down marker at midfield to keep the drive going. He needed 10 and got 11. And we talked about Carter Steffensmeyer, and we talk about Will Height, but we can't forget about Kristen Hoskins, who seems to come up with all the big plays at the right time for Alexandria.
Yeah, absolutely.
Three receivers down the near left side for Steffensmeyer. With the ball just across midfield, here's the option play to the far side, and the run continues, breaking tackle after tackle, needing 10. I think he got 8, maybe 9 on the play, closing in on the 40-yard line. Will Height on the play, and the stop is made.
Yeah, and that was just an inside zone that time, and Linus Davis from his spot came across. He's supposed to have dive. That gun kid stopped, bounced outside of Linus and picked up 8 yards.
Ashton Larry making the stop eventually, and it's 2nd down and 1. Here's Steffensmeyer down the line, and he'll hand it off. Almost handed it off ahead of the play.
Yeah.
It was that well done by the offensive line. They were pushing extremely, with an extreme efficient effort up front, enough to pick up a first down.
Yeah, and they went on a quick count that time and kind of caught Moorhead on their heels a little bit. Moorhead was just getting settled in. He went on the first sound. They got great job. It was just a straight ahead dive play. They got great bend back all the way into the second level and then picked up 4 yards.
To the 37-yard line, it's first down Alexandria. Trailing now 14-0. Here's the play on the near side. It is Hoskins who came to the near side on a reverse, and he breaks upfield. What a great timing effort by Hoskins to step inside the block and head upfield. He gained another 12 yards after making the cut.
He's got great speed, and that was just, I call that jet sweep. He's in motion, the ball snapped, and they give it to him right off the bat. There's a penalty flag down, but it looked like they were going to have him stopped, and he picked up jeepers 9 yards, but I think it's going to come back, holding on against them.
With that holding penalty, it'll nullify that run by Hoskins and take the ball back out and brought back to the 47-yard line. Still in Moorhead territory. And now it's N20.
And I'll tell you what, Larry, that's great pursuit by Moorhead's Jack Pike, and he's way past the play. He got on his horse and went and made the tackle on it after he got that big gain.
First down and 20, Alexandria, trailing 14-0, second quarter. Back to pass, Steffensmeyer still looking. Now flushed out of the pocket, being chased by Ashton Larry. To the far side, he's still on his feet as he tried to crawl his way forward, getting over the 45 and working his way towards the 44-yard line before he was brought down.
Yeah, great job. Great pursuit by Ashton Larry. Great pursuit by Elinius Davis. They flushed him out. The corner on that side, who's Jamal Dixon, saw that he was scrambling, came up. He tried to make a move, and Ashton Larry was there to stop him.
Second down and still long distance to go. 2nd and 17, Alexandria. Back in shotgun formation. Here's the snap. Steffensmeyer looking, and he will go down, but there is a penalty flag there. It'll either be holding, it'll either be face mask, it could be roughing the passer. Any one of those three could fall into play here as the Spuds pressure simply collapsed the offensive protective line, and we're waiting now to see. The Alexandria players are stepping back from the plate as we hear the announcement made.
It's going to be face
Personal
mask.
foul for face mask against the Spuds as they crashed in on Carter Steffensmeyer, and that will nullify that great defensive play, and also will take care of some minus yardage that the Cardinals had from an earlier play.
And that's too bad because it was great pressure, and what he did is he reached over the top of the guy who was blocking. He took his blocker and blocked him all the way back to the quarterback, and when he reached over, he caught him by the face mask to bring him down.
That 15-yard penalty from the original line of scrimmage. I'm
That was from the
thinking
spot.
from the spot.
Yep.
Well,
from the spot of the fall, which was about
they
15
took it.
yards.
They took it to the ball where the snap was and marked it from there.
Yeah, but they didn't give it a full 50. Yeah, from the snap. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the
No,
original.
that's all
my
right
fault.
because they came up just short of the
Yep.
first down.
I was thinking original line of scrimmage.
And it's 2nd and 1. Here's the turn and the handoff as they try to rush their way forward for the first down. Again, good offensive line surge by Alexandria. Didn't need a lot, but they got enough, and it's a first down.
Yep, just ran inside zone again. And that time he actually he was trying to get through the 3 hole, bent that thing back through the 0 hole because Moorhead had that stopped up pretty good. But he is so strong and quick that he was able to get the extra yards he needed.
The ball is spotted now at the Moorhead 26-yard line. And out of their break, Alexandria brings Kelly Johnson and 2 other receivers to the near side. Here's the snap back and a look by Steffensmeyer. Nothing open right, still dancing and looking, leaning back and throwing deep. It is there for the grab,
Nice.
and it is tipped away. Both receiver and defender were waiting at the 1-yard line for the ball to come down. Both got hands on it. It got knocked away. Giulio Ngati defending on the play on an attempt that was intended for Kelly Johnson, and it goes incomplete.
Yeah, and that's an unbelievable play. He was actually beat on the play, just kept it. When he saw the receiver go up to make the catch, he got back just at the last second and knocked it away. Nice job of sticking with it. That's not bad for somebody who's playing inside.
5:46 remaining first half. Steffensmeyer swings it out on the near side for Hoskins. Spuds, oh my, what a move. He is still on his dancing horse and moving it way forward inside the 18. He simply left a Moorhead player grasping air. And where he was, he wasn't. And he gets another 5 yards on the play.
That was unbelievable because Moorhead had that played perfect. They tried to throw the bubble screen to him, which they did. Moorhead's corner on that side came out, got good outside leverage, Cameron Evans did, and he got back inside, put a move on on poor Alon Solomon. And Alon said, you know what, I got to come up with that one.
So with that, it's third down and a short 2 yards for the Cardinals. Threatening here midway through the second quarter. 3 receivers to the far right side. Here's the look. Handoff back to Will Height. Got close to the 15-yard line. Close enough to take a long look. And they will move the chains. Height just did get enough yardage to pick up the first down. Ball spotted now at the 16-yard line. Cardinals have been here before and still looking for a way to penetrate that goal line to get in. 4:44 and clock running. Moorhead leading 14-0. Alexandria threatening to put something on the board. Here's a quick forward toss to Hoskins. He tries to get to the corner, and he's chased all the way to the sideline before stepping out. A short gain there of about 3 sets up second down.
Boy, he is fast. Again, running that jet sweep where he comes in motion. Ball snapped to the quarterback. He just flips it, like a shovel pass to him. He gets on his horse. Moorhead had that stretched out and still got around the corner to pick up 4 yards. He just got unbelievable speed.
To the 12-yard line of Moorhead. 4.5 minutes to play here in the first half. This is playoff football. Winner moves on. The loser here tonight has their season come to an end. For the Cardinals, now wide receivers to the near side, 2 clustered to the far right. Steffensmeyer steps into the pocket, now steps forward. He'll run it himself. He escapes. He's got a big, wide open area to the far side and in for the score. A 13-yard run for quarterback Carter Steffensmeyer.
I tell you what, that's just a good player making a great play because Moorhead had that pretty well defensed. Jack Tekin came up, flushed him out of the pocket. They had everybody involved in a route, so there's no linebackers actually have their backs to the line of scrimmage. By the time they turned around, saw that he was scrambling, there was nobody that could make the play. That's just a good player making a great play.
Now for the point after. Miles Sandstead waits for the snap. Here's the approach. The kick is on its way up, and the kick is good, and the Cardinals convert on their possession to get on the board with 4:24 to go. Here in the first half, it's Moorhead 14, Alexandria 7. So as we return to Jim Goda Stadium, 14-7 our score. Cardinals after the score, now the kickoff. It is lifted up the middle of the field and gathered in at the 5 and then dropped immediately. The slip by Jamal Dixon. He was ready to head upfield. He made a little cut move, and that was just enough to slip. Now, I would like to think that on another day we might give blame to a slippery field because of moisture, but it's too windy for that.
Yeah, it's too windy, and we're on turf.
And we're on turf.
Unfortunately, they had a little communication problem back there, too. They weren't sure who was going to take it, so by the time they figured that out, he was a little out of position. He dropped it a little bit and slid through his arms, and when he went to pick it up, he slid down, too, and that just means Moorhead's got to go 95 yards to score.
We're in just a minute, 4 minutes and 23 seconds. 14-7 Moorhead starting this drive at their own 5-yard line. Here's the snap back and the run to the far side with some room. There's a penalty flag that got thrown in. And Jamal Dixon worked his way across the 15.
Nope, they picked it up.
There was no penalty flag, or if there was, they just picked it up.
Yep.
Chains move on, and it's first down Moorhead, and a nice run by Jamal Dixon.
Yep, needed 10, got 11, running power to the left as they like to do, pull the backside guard. Julio Ngati's leading up. He sees that, puts his foot in the ground, gets up in that crease, and then when they made contact with him, he's got a good enough pad level that he carries people for an extra couple.
Michael Halgo wide out near side. He's had a couple of big yardage gains on passes caught here this evening. Here's the turn, and it is to Halgo on the near side. He cuts right, works left, heads upfield, 30, 5, 40. Tries to split through the defense. There were 3 defenders there waiting for him. He wasn't going to get through that many, even with 2 steps. But he goes all the way to the 48-yard line. So some big play yardage gained by Michael Halgo in tonight's game.
I feel bad for Damien Ayala that on their corner on that side. He's playing off them. All it is, they step and throw the ball to him. He comes up doing. Michael's got such long arms. He does a stiff arm and swats him away. That's what gets him the initial. And then when he gets those long legs going, he still split 2 of the 3 guys to pick up that big gain.
He's too tall to be running like a sprinter, isn't
But he does. Holy mackerel.
Wide receivers to the far left side, and Gotti sets up in the slot. Here's the play. Off to the left side and looking. Now stepping forward and running, but then caught from behind and tripped up down at the 46-yard line. That's about a 6-yard gain, maybe a 7-yard gain for the Spuds as they spot it down now at the 46.
Yep, running bootlegger sprint out to the left, and Gavin did a nice job. Just kept it going, saw that there wasn't anything open, got what he could. Nice job by Michael Kozad. He actually turned the contained man inside so that he could get outside and pick up those extra yards. Nicely done.
On a second down play, Moorhead taking a quick look at the clock. 2.5 minutes to go here in the half. Moorhead has the lead with the ball as they work it left to right and into the breeze. And here's the quick toss back on the near side. Returning upfield, Wendt. He's got some room at the 40, 35, and 30. Upended there at the 30-yard line. Some room is being softened up for the Spuds running game with everybody anticipating a long pass.
Absolutely, and what they did at times, he went under center, tossed it. Ben Hurlisco was the running back. Starts out as a toss play to the right. He ended up bending that back across behind the center and picked up, 15, 16 yards. And again, at first contact, good pad level. He got an extra couple because of it.
And with this play, we'll be inside of 2 minutes to go. Spuds breaking the huddle, facing a first down play at the Alexandria 28-yard line. In motion to the near side and waiting. Stepping up, here's the snap back. Rolling near side and looking. Leaning back and throwing deep. He's going for it all. It is up for grabs there, and it is knocked away. Will Height defending on the play for Alexandria. And the pass for Mackay Elmore in the end zone. And between the two of them, they knocked it to the turf, incomplete.
And nice job, Mackay ran that wheel route again, and he was Gavin is running the sprint out through it. There's a case where he got the ball up in the wind a little bit and it pushed it back inside. Luckily, Mackay was able to knock it down so it couldn't get picked off. He's trying to throw the ball outside, and I think the wind pushed that thing back in. He got just a little bit too much height on it, maybe, Larry.
Cameron Evans is checked into the lineup. Alon Salmon goes wide out far left side. Michael Hago near right side. Here's the snap, and out of the shotgun formation, the pitch. And from there, Jamal Dixon is brought down at the 25-yard line. 1.5 minutes remaining. There are times in what we've been watching here so far tonight that make me think this could be a very high-scoring and explosive game, and yet we look at the scoreboard, it's 14-7.
Yeah, they move the ball and then something happens, but again, Moorhead's in 4-down territory. You looked at nothing real big here. If he just gets half of it, he knows that he's going for it, so we'll see what they can do here.
Clock is running. This play will get underway with 1 minute to go in the first half. Kevin Quaid takes a look left, takes a look right, 4 seconds to put the ball in play, and takes the snap. Here's a reverse to Michael Hago.
Oh, my.
Has he got some room? He's got the 20.
Oh.
Michael Hago at the 10 and at the 5, and Michael Hago is caught just as he's ready to step into the end zone. He didn't necessarily get caught from behind. He got caught from the angle, coming in from the side, but it's a first down, Moorhead.
How about that? Run the toss and run the reverse back to Michael Hago. Michael gets out around the end, and I think it was Micah Kozad was the guard on that say, came out and just leveled the safety to pick up those extra yards.
So this play with 39 seconds to go ends up in the end zone for the score. Well, let's see. Maybe he didn't get in. It looked like he was ready to fall into but he came up short. And that brings a timeout call from Kevin Feeney on the near side. They have 27 seconds to go, and they will talk about their play, and we will return to see that play after this timeout. With 27 seconds remaining in the first half, it's Moorhead 14, Alexandria 7. Coach is still talking things over. Timeout, Moorhead. 27 seconds to go. on a play that just a moment ago seemed to be in the end zone, but got stood up and driven back and did not cross the plane. And so it brought a timeout call from Kevin Feeney. He has assessed the situation. He's got a play call ready to go. Spuds line up, leading at 14-7.
Oh, my.
And they have a whole bunch of people in the backfield. In some ways, we might call this, well, now they're going to shift out of that and go under center. And with that, the play goes off the left side, and this time it's in for the score. No doubt about it, off the left side between tight end and tackle. And the Spuds add on 6 with that 1 yard run.
And I couldn't see it was. I think it was Ben Hurliska was in there. They just went up, went too tights with the slot on that side, and again they run that wham play. And when you've got Julio and Gotti over on that side, and when you got Jack Tyken took the defensive end and caved him all the way down the linebacker. That was just a nice running play.
So for the point after, and a whistle and a flag before they get the play underway for false start. Spuds point after try now will come from the 8 yard line rather than the 3. And as the yardage is moved back, minor at halftime to stay tuned. We'll have an update on this first half, and we'll take a look at the upcoming playoff schedule. Here's the snap back, and the approach is on its way up, and the point after try is good. So with that, the Spuds kick off with 24 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's now Moorhead 21, Alexandria 7.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes. Offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com.
Kickoff off the far hash mark as they look upfield with 24 seconds to go. Ben Hurliska given credit on that touchdown plunge here just a moment ago. But before,
Moorhead's calling a timeout.
Moorhead anticipate. I don't know what they would be anticipating except that
Alex put their hands team out, so I believe Alex is thinking that there's going to be a short kick again, so they want to talk about what their strategy is going to be here. They're going to overlook what they like to do in something like this, see how they're lined up and see if they can find a hole they can drop the ball in.
Meanwhile, the other semifinal game played at Sauk Rapids tonight finds Sauk Rapids Rice leading Bemidji by a score of 8-7, and that is still in play in the second quarter. Not yet quite halftime, but it's 8-7. Two winners will meet on Friday night at the High Seed.
This is Ben again. This time kicking.
Ben Colborn to line it up. That indicates if he puts the leg into it, it'll be a long field distance. As he approaches and kicks it off to the near side, it will bounce on the field of play and then picked up.
Oh boy.
And on the run, Steffensmeyer got wrestled and turned around and down at the 21-yard line. I wonder, Julio Angotti comes in on the stop, and I wonder if Jamal Dixon also wasn't involved on the play. But with that, Cardinals now have 19 seconds to go here before the end of the half. The Spuds just scoring a moment ago to lead it now at 21-7.
So does Angotti just pretty much do everything out there? Because he's on the kickoff team, and when he went to reverse field, I went, oh no, and there's Angotti. And when he gets his hands on you, you're usually tackled, and that's what he did.
I picked up some coffee before the game. He handed it to me. Wide receivers to the near side. Steffensmeyer leans back and throws to the far side. And his intended receiver was nowhere in the vicinity as Jackson Schoenrock was turned to the inside of the field. Michael Haugo on the coverage. The pass was thrown to the outside of the field. The incompletion brings the clock down to the 16-second mark.
Yeah, he tried to run a curl that time, but it's really hard to be accurate when Tyken comes by and grabs you by the shoulder pad, and so that made the ball go in a different direction. He almost got the sack there.
3 receivers bunched up on the far right side, the open side of the field. And now in motion, Hoskins. He'll reset, wide out far right. Snap back and looking. He'll step up into the pocket and then ran into the tackle. And the play is brought down. Meanwhile, the receiver and defender on the play are way upfield. They're all the way up at the 30-yard line, but the play was brought down at the other 20-yard line. Elenius Davis is getting a lot of recognition for his play here this senior season, and that brings us to the end of the first half. The teams head to the locker room at Jim Goda Stadium. It's Moorhead 21 and Alexandria 7.
Boss DXT snowplows are tough to beat. Featuring dual trip tech, flared wings, and optional D-force for improved scraping and back-dragging performance. Choose from 3 different sizes in steel, stainless steel, and poly. The Boss DXT is built to restore order.
Your home for Boss snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
The Moorhead Legacy Education Foundation and Spud History were happy to offer services to 10 Moorhead High School class reunions this summer. The class reunions took tours of the high school, visited the Spud History Wall at Horizon Middle School, were entertained by Moorhead High School music students, and were visited by Spuddy. Start planning your class reunion today. Here's the email address, spudhistory@moorheadschools.org for more information.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
Pam is a small business owner. She is swamped. Pam knows she needs to advertise, but is overwhelmed by all the options. What if there was a way for Pam to have access to a team of media experts? What if this was at no extra cost and didn't require a contract? Meet Avenue Right. Save time, money, and get peace of mind that your advertising dollars are well spent.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes. Offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com.
Boss DXT snowplows are tough to beat. Featuring dual trip tech, flared wings, and optional D-force for improved scraping and backdragging performance. Choose from 3 different sizes in steel, stainless steel, and poly. The Boss DXT is built to restore order.
Your home for Boss snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
The Moorhead Legacy Education Foundation and Spud History were happy to offer services to 10 Moorhead High School class reunions this summer. The class reunions took tours of the high school, visited the Spud History Wall at Horizon Middle School, were entertained by Moorhead High School music students, and were visited by Spuddy. Start planning your class reunion today. Here's the email address, spudhistory@moorheadschools.org for more information.
Well, we're at halftime at Moorhead High with a couple minutes yet remaining in the locker room as the Spuds nursing a 21-7 advantage. And quite frankly, I think if you had told Kevin Feeney that he would have this advantage, 21-7 at this point in the game, he would be smiling broadly.
He'd be smiling broadly. He says, "What film are you watching?"
Yeah, and he's gotten some big plays. They've known all along that Michael Halgo has the ability to break a play and with good speed and can do so. Plus, he's strong along the way, and he has shown all of that here tonight so far.
He really has, and even against the Rogers, he had that long long kickoff return. Just all of a sudden, you see him, he gets around a corner. He's not supposed to run that fast, 6'4", but he outruns people. So the ability's there, and if they're going to play that corner off, they're going to do it again. But as soon as they pull that corner up, now he's 6'4" against 5'10". Now they can throw the ball up, over the top on him too.
Meanwhile, the other semifinal game has Sauk Rapids Rice leading Bemidji by a count of 14-7, and that's a halftime score there. And so that's a long ways from predicting that that's the way that one will end up. Bemidji has, they've had a bit of an up and down year, I think would be one way to put it, but knowing Bemidji and the way their program has been run over the years and knowing that the Troy Hendricks influence is still there, they're going to figure out a way to do something rather probably distasteful as far as Sauk Rapids Rice is concerned.
That, and I'll tell you, with the offense they run, it takes the quarterback, and he's brand new. He's only got 7-8 games underneath his belt now, but he's been playing a lot better at the end. So, and Sauk Rapids plays good defense, and it shows you that so does Bemidji, because to shut down Sauk Rapids to 14, even with the new quarterback, that's pretty darn good too.
And so with that in mind, the Spuds are making their way back onto the field. What are your thoughts on what the Spuds need to do or would like to try to do here in the third quarter?
Well, I'm going to guess that, with that last touchdown, really gives them a little breathing room, but they get to start the second half with the ball, and I think they would like to take that ball and just have a workmanlike thing and go get a score right away and really put the clamps on and make them play catch up big time.
Historically, we would say that the Spuds can put the ball on the ground and run the clock.
They can, but they can also do it with their short passing game, which they really haven't had to throw the ball all that much. Everything they've done has been kind of pretty much big play, except for those outs that they throw to Elmore. But they've been running the ball pretty effectively too. Between Erlichka and Dixon, they've run the ball pretty effectively tonight.
The Spuds and Cardinals have made their way back onto the field, and we will have the second half underway in just a moment as let's see if they put another 3 minutes up on the board before we decide our break here. And so with that, yes, we will be back with more after this. As you listen to the Spuds on 970 WDAY, we're at halftime. It's Moorhead 21 and Alexandria 7. Second half, Moorhead leading Alexandria 21-7. This is a Section 8 5A semifinal matchup. Moorhead, through the course of the year, earned way to be the number 1 seed, as was determined at the end of the season. Sauk Rapids Rice gained the number 2 seed, and the other teams fell in place after that, which made a possible matchup here between Moorhead and Alexandria, as the Cardinals got a win in the quarterfinal bracket last week on a let's see, this is Saturday, so the play was made on Tuesday, yes. And Bemidji likewise got a game against St. Cloud Tech. And with that, we're about ready to start play here. The loser tonight will have had their season come to a close, and the winner will move into that section championship game next Friday night. And the way things are set up at the higher seed, so if Moorhead should win this one, they will play either Sauk Rapids Rice or Bemidji on this field next Friday night. 21-7 is the count. Moorhead is using a variety of people. They have utilized Michael Haugo, and they have utilized Mackay Elmore. They have utilized Jamal Dixon. The defense has been just good enough to spark along the way and keep things low scoring, allowing just that one score so far. 21-7 is the count as Moorhead goes onto the field. And they will get the football first. Jamal Dixon waits on the far side. And it looks like Michael Haugo will come to the near side and also be a return man. Moorhead has had to be making some adjustments along the way because of injuries. And they went onto the field and lined up on the wrong side.
Haugo and Dixon.
So the Cardinals now come on, and they appropriately will kick it right to left. And the point of all of this is that with the decision made at the start of the game after the flip of the coin, the Spuds decided they would have the wind at their back if it was still blowing in that direction in the fourth quarter. And so now in the third quarter, Alexandria will have the wind at their back as they line the ball up at the 40-yard line for the kickoff. Here's the approach. And we are underway, end over end and driven up the middle of the field. This one will go into the end zone, yes. That's an automatic touchback, and it'll come out. And from there, it'll be first down.
That's kind of neat to watch. He only took 3 steps. You know, usually you see the kickers go way back. He took 3 steps and got that ball up in the air and kicked it over their heads. And I'm sure that the Alexandria coaches appreciate that. No chance of a run back, and actually a long field. Well, no, it's not there because they had a 95-yard touchdown drive before, but this is probably their second toughest starting position at the 20.
It's first down, Moorhead, as we start the third quarter of play. Still a pretty good crowd on hand to watch Spud football here tonight at Jim Goda Stadium. Alon Salmon is wide out far left side. In motion, Julio Angari stops and sets, and the blocking goes in that direction. As the play goes off, I think that was Jamal Dixon. Yep. He was ready to step forward, but got stood up and brought down the tackle made by Xander Homovig.
And nice job by that safety that time. Grady Anderson, he spotted that they were running power. He came up, and right when Jamal made that cut, he got slowed up, and then he just stuffed him. That's a nice read. That's a good alley run by a free safety.
After a gain of 2, Moorhead faces second down and 8. Leading 21-7 to start the third quarter, moving left to right. Wide receiver, far left side for the Spuds. 2 receivers on the near side as Angadi resets now behind his left side tackle. Here's the look. Double pump faking up and over the top. Looking to the near side for Mackay Elmore, and he made the catch. Oh, my. That is almost illegal.
Yep.
That is almost illegal. Mackay Elmore went up with the defender, and I think that was Will Height.
Yep.
And between the two of them, somehow Elmore was able to snare the ball away from the defender, make the catch, falling to the turf, first down Spuds.
He was able, I tell you, they just ran a straight go. He ran almost a wheel route going up the sideline. The ball started to flutter at the end. Basically what it is, he planted his foot in the ground. He went up and got that ball at his highest point, and he out-jumped Height for a great catch.
At the Alexandria 42-yard line, where the Spuds keep their drive going. Wide out to the far left side, and a quick toss. Gavin Quaid is there. The catch is made, and here's the run by Michael Haugo to the far side and down to about the 26-yard line. More than enough needed for the first down before the play is stopped.
And again, all they're doing is taking Michael Hago. He's taking a step back. He's one-on-one with that corner. He started inside down, went back outside, basically just juked him right out of his clothes and picked up a big first down.
To the 27-yard line, so a big start to the third quarter here for Moorhead, as they have taken the ball off the opening kickoff and have moved it now to the Alexandria 27. Hago comes wide near right side. Wide out far left side looking upfield. Here's the turn and the handoff, and they'll keep it on the ground this time off the left side of the offensive line, bursting forward to inside the 25 to near the 24. And on that play, a gain of 3, leaving second down and 7.
And all they did that time was run that little wham play to the left and trying to get as much as they could. And they bring Ngati back in on the linebacker, but the backside linebacker read that beautifully and stopped him for a short gain. It looked like Ben was just getting ready to cut that back, Larry, and then the linebacker there and met him in the hole.
A quick visit along the near sideline. Mackay Elmore with head coach Kevin Feeney before he steps out into the huddle to run the play. Play clock is now at 7 and counting down. As the Spuds take a look in, the play clock is now at 3, and there's the snap back, and on the ground the run goes off the left side, and it snow plows forward, bringing the play down inside the 22-yard line. Now the line to gain for a first down is in the vicinity of the 17, so still 5 yards needed on this third down play.
Yep, and again, just running that little wham play off the left, and again, their linebackers are actually they're moving up a little tighter and a little tighter. As soon as they see him turn around and give Herliska the ball, they're filling that gap, and that's real tough running, but it was still positive yards.
Inside at 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Moorhead has taken their second half opening kickoff, and we nearly got a penalty flag there, but he got back in time. And now the Spuds make their defensive change. Don't see a flag there as there was some movement along the way, and off the left side trying to power his way forward for that first down, but no. It is stopped and driven back, and it brings up fourth down.
Yep, tried to run the trap that time to the left side, and again, that time the defensive tackle did a nice job of meeting the trapping guard in the hole, and so he had to bounce it outside, and that was tough yards, so we got about a 4th and 2 to go. But again, their linebackers are very active right now. They're really stepping up hard.
Line to gain the 17-yard line. It's fourth down. Ball resting inside the 20. Play clock at 10. Spuds need to hurry. Play clock at 5. As they take another look, they may not get this play. They're going to have to use a timeout. There were players still trying to figure out which spot they were supposed to be on this play call, which forces a timeout call, and we return with 7:50 to go here in the third quarter of play. It's Moorhead 21, Alexandria 7. Well, with things readjusted, Gavin Quaid is back to pass, and now swings one out to the far side. If there was anybody from Moorhead close, it was still about 7 or 8 yards away. Great coverage upfield by Alexandria. There was no place to throw. The Spuds anticipated something in a change that they would have to come up with, and even with the change, they were forced to struggle and work their way out of it, and finally threw the ball away. And that brings up fourth down.
And a nice job by Alex defense there. They faked the screen to the right. Nobody bid on it. And then they make their cover 2 guys stayed back. There was nobody to throw the ball to. He just had to throw it away. There's nothing he could do.
Yeah, and my fault. It's first down coming up for Alexandria. That was the fourth down play.
Yes.
For Moorhead. And so The Cardinals now still with the job ahead. They've come up with a big stop. And the Spuds come up with a stop by Jack Tyken.
Yep,
Steffensmeyer was trying to create something for the Cardinals, but Jack Tyken says no.
Yeah, they tried to run the slant to Gunberg that time, and Jack got up, saw that was coming on, got his hands up, and knocked the ball down. They're trying to find it in between that and the linebackers, and the zone was there, but he's just too big to throw over sometimes.
Steffensmeyer back in shotgun formation. 3 receivers to the short side of the field. Back to pass and looking. Stepping in the pocket and throwing to the near side. He escapes the rush by the Spuds to the 30 and 5. To the 40 and still struggling across to the 42-yard line. Will Height works his way upfield to pick up a first down and a whole lot more as they spot it down at the 42-yard line. First down, Alexandria.
It's not very often that you're going to see Julio Gotti do that. They were looking downfield. He was the release valve. Julio was there. Julio left his feet, and he shook him off for a big gain.
The Spuds 4 down linemen dig in and wait. Hoskins goes in motion. He gets the forward pitch. He has no place to go, but dances his way loose and heads upfield, skipping his way along to the midfield stripe before stepping out of bounds. That's a big gain again on a play that looked to be a whole lot less than that.
Absolutely. Again, ran that speed sweep or jet sweep to the right, and Moorhead had it stretched out, and then he put that little Barry Sanders move on and picked up 8 yards all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, it's 2nd and 2, and the ball is located right at the midfield stripe. Here's Steffensmeyer. Riding it in, pulling it back, and leaning onto the near side. He's got his man. Hoskins is there, but he's shirt tackled down by Alon Salmon. Salmon making the stop on Height, or rather on Steffensmeyer. Steffensmeyer down and actually lost a yard on the play, and they'll spot it at the 49-yard line.
And nice job that time. Again, it was a real slow developing play. He looked downfield first, and they came back with that little bubble screen to him. Nice job by Alon to come back. Kept himself squared up, got him tied up, wrestled down, then he got help from the inside linebackers. That's a great play. Big third down here.
21-7 Moorhead, Alexandria football. Short of midfield, facing 3rd down and 3. Steffensmeyer waiting for the snap and looking. Still looking upfield, now flushed out to the far side. He comes back near side, leans back to throw, and he's got his man open. The catch is made there at the midfield stripe, and on his way he goes. Inside the 45 and all the way down to the 40-yard line. 15, almost 20 yards on that play.
And just unbelievable, Larry. That was just a desperation. He came back to the quarterback when he was scrambling, and then again just puts a move on Moorhead's linebacker. Linebacker was grasping there, and then he's so darn quick. He's outside in full speed before anybody can move up, and luckily the secondary is able to come up and tackle him.
A big play for the Cardinals to move the chains up, and it's first down at the Moorhead 42-yard line. 3 receivers now on the near left. Here's the snap, and Will Height lost the football, but then leaned back and jumped on top of it to prevent the turnover. Will Height recovers his own fumble, spotting the ball at the 44-yard line. And it's 2nd down and 12.
And you're not going to see that between Steffensmeyer and Height. They've run that play so many times, but he didn't quite get the ball tucked in there, and it was on his hip and fell off. And fortunate for him, he was able to pick it up. But nice job for Moore, and now they got 2nd and real long.
Tegan Pfeffer wide near left side. Back to pass and looking. Now stepping up in the pocket and running. Steffensmeyer still on his feet and dancing. Got back to the original line of scrimmage. It turned into a 2-yard gain on the play. And now Alexandria faces 3rd down and 10.
He bounces around like a pinball. Again, good cover, good pressure by Spuds. Both Tyken and Ashton Lurie got pressure. They had to come back in. When he bounced it back up that time, when Tyken got a hold of him, he wasn't going anywhere.
Ball resting at the Spuds 43-yard line. Alexandria trying to put another one on the board. Trailing by 2 scores here with 4:43 to go in the third. A quickly played so far, 3rd quarter. 2 to the right, 2 to the near left side for Steffensmeyer. Hoskins goes in motion. He'll become a 3rd receiver to the other side of the field. Back to pass and looking. Leaning and throwing. He's got his man open near side. dancing away from one block and high-stepping his way to the 30 and finally down at the 29-yard line. That appears to be enough for the first down. Hoskins on the reception and run and a first down.
Yep, and again, he's able to buy time. He stepped up in the pocket, and that was an under route from all the way from the right side to the almost to the left numbers before he threw it to him. He was able to buy himself some extra time. Made the first guy miss, but Jaden Griffin's in that time and made sure that he tackled him.
So the drive continues for Alexandria. 3 receivers to the far side. And rolling and looking, Steffensmeyer leans back and he's got his man, but threw it away.
Oh my.
There's a flag thrown now at the 36-yard line. We didn't see it at first.
Yeah, I saw it right
but
away.
They were chasing quarterback Steffensmeyer, and a Spud defender got involved in the play and was a little overzealous in making the stop.
And that's too bad because it looked boom, boom, but he called it right away. And he was leaning back when he threw it. And Ashton just was following through. I didn't think it was that bad, but obviously they get paid to make that call, so that's what it is. And that'll be a first down for Alex, because Moorhead had pretty good coverage on them that time.
They've spotted the ball at the 15-yard line. And so with help of the penalty, the chances have increased dramatically here for Alexandria. Wide receiver to the far right, 3 on the near side. Carter Steffensmeyer rides it into the line, and untouched he goes into the end zone for the score. Will Height works his way from 15 yards and in, and the Cardinals score in their first possession of the second half.
And good job by Alex on that particular play, Larry. They're taking Moorhead. He's got the ears coming back. They're looking to rush the passer. They ran just an inside trap, worked perfection. And they also, take the receivers and release them, so that leaves the linebackers out of the middle. And just great play call and nice job by Height for reading it and getting in the end zone.
The point after try now by Miles Sandstedt. The snap is put in place, the approach, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And a big start to the second half for Alexandria. With this timeout, 3:53 to go in the third quarter. It's Moorhead 21, Alexandria 14.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
Kickoff goes all the way to the end zone, and that'll bring it out to the 20-yard line on the touchback, and it'll be first down for Moorhead. But just the start that Alexandria needed here in the third quarter to get back on the scoreboard and now trail it. It's a one-score game at 21-14.
Yeah, and Moorhead needs to get back in a rhythm on offense and control the ball here and go down and score. That was a nice drive by with
Alex.
A
little help along the way.
With a little help along the way, but you know what? Those happen, and it was a boom play, which the referee saw it different than we did. But you know what? You still got to step up and stop them.
Well, the Spuds were threatening on their last possession, but did not score, and now will start this drive at their own 20-yard line. Gavin Quaid takes the snap, turns, hands off. Jamal Dixon works his way to the 25 and then down at the 26-yard line. Jamal Dixon picking up 6 yards.
Yep, they were trying to run the inside wham play that time, and that time they did a nice job. But how about Jamal? Saw that it was there's nothing there, and did a little jump cut out the left side, got upfield and picked up 7 yards. That's a nice read by him, because where the point of attack was there was nothing there.
So the Spuds break out of their huddle, looking at a 3rd and 4 situation at their own 26-yard line. Clock is underway with 3:13 to go here in the third. Snap is back. Gavin Quaid looking, finding his man. Toss is there, but the stop is made before. Oh, they're going to rule it incomplete.
Yep.
It bounced away on the good defensive play by Alexandria. They got involved in the play and knocked the ball loose. And with that, Ashmore came up with a big defensive play for Alexandria.
Again, just trying to run that little inside route to Alon Solomon, and he took his 5 yards, ran the hook inside, and nice read by the corner. He adjusted to that pretty well and hit him right when the ball was there. That's just a nice play by their corner.
Michael Haugo goes wide out far left side. Alon Solomon on the near side along with Makai Elmore. Rolling, looking, leaning, throwing. Near side and incomplete. Well intended on the near side for Makai Elmore. Broken up by Gavin Ashmore. So the Alexandria defense comes up with a stop. It's 3 and out. Moorhead, as they are still in their own end, deep in their own end of the field at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and again, just doing the same thing where Makai is the inside twin, runs upfield, runs the outcut, ran the sprint out, and when he planted he got I call it a nose down ball. It just kind of buried itself into the into the turf.
So to punt. Long count, snap made, kick away. Short, low, bouncing from midfield and picked up on the hop. The Cardinals on the return. Across the 45, and a big pile of humanity at the 41-yard line is still moving. It actually crossed over the 40 and goes down at the 39-yard line. No play is ever over.
Nope, and that time it was Tegan Pfeiffer that he waited, took a nice bounce, said, heck, I'll take it. So what did he do? He picked up 20 yards and put them in a sudden change opportunity inside the 40.
They get the ball in the offensive end of the field. Scoring just moments ago to pull within a score at 21-14. And now another golden opportunity. This comes with 2:43 remaining. As the Cardinals put 2 receivers on the far side of the field, 2 on the near left. Here's the turn and the handoff to Will Height, and he is wrapped up. Spuds defense getting there in time to make the play.
Again, tried to run that inside zone that time. Linus Davis, Larry, was lined up as a 3 technique. When he bounced outside down, he got off the block and jumped right on his back for little or no gain, but that's a great play by Davis.
Cardinals breaking huddle, 2:19, third quarter. Just inside the Moorhead 40-yard line, it is 2nd down and 10. Wide receivers, 3, bunched up to the far right side of the field. They step forward and then step back and reset. Here's the draw, quarterback draw. Just as he's getting loose, he got spun around and actually thrown forward.
Yep.
Steffensmeyer on the keeper himself. And Elenius Davis there to wrap him up, but not without some further damage done, as his throw of the player ended up with positive yardage for Alexandria.
Yeah. He looked like a hammer thrower there. He started spinning him around. Unfortunately, he let the ball go the wrong way. He spun him forward, but he still stopped him. It's 3rd down.
Needing 3 yards to keep the drive. The line to gain is the Moorhead 29. And they'll get it by penalty. A little bit too anxious along the front line. The Spuds crash through and make contact with the offensive line group. That's a 5-yard penalty. More than enough needed to pick up a 1st down, and the Chains move on. The 1st down marker is now at the Moorhead 27-yard line.
Yep, the front 4 right now, they're just trying to get back in the backfield. Unfortunately, they must have gone on a hard cunt because 3 of the 4 jumped, and gosh darn it, they can't keep giving them penalties like that.
And the drive continues for Alexandria with 1:12 to go here in the 3rd quarter. On the snap back, Will Height gets to the edge and turns upfield, keeping his balance at the line, and finally pushed out the whole pile of people. And once again, if Will Height is running, there won't be one other player involved in the tackle. There'll be 4 or 5.
Yeah, he's not real tall, but he's strong, and again, running the sweep to the right, and he gets out, and when he gets his shoulder pad level down, he's forced to be reckoned with. Now you get 2nd short. They got to watch out for play action pass.
Yeah,
here.
Less than a yard. This is basically a free down if they want to consider it that way, or play it safe and make sure you get the 1st down before you get fancy. 1st down, or first wide receiver right, 2 on the near side. Steffensmeyer will keep it himself. Works to the right side and dances inside the block to pick up a first down. And Steffensmeyer picks up a first down at the 13-yard line.
And a good read by Steffensmeyer. They went zone read that time to the right. He made sure that the defensive end crashed down on the back, and that's where he ends up replacing him, and that makes it tough, and he picked up 3 of the 2 that he needed.
We talked about with the score at the half, 21-7, what changes or adjustments either team would make. Quite frankly, I don't see anything different in the way things have been done. It's just that
it's working.
It's working.
Exactly.
Alexandria is on the verge of tying this one up. Snap is back. Man looking, leaning to throw, but can't, and now does. And this one, I think, well, let's see.
That didn't cross the line of scrimmage. That should be grounding.
That's what I'm thinking.
Incomplete.
Nope.
Pressure on the play by
Ashton Larry applying the pressure to force him out of the pocket and then chase him down and force the errant pass. It goes as an incompletion to bring up second down.
Good job by Ashton. He's been getting back there quite a bit tonight. That time he got a good hold of him, but he still had a present mind. And if we can't see it from him, but if that went across the line of scrimmage, it was by millimeters.
On second down, Alexandria. 3 receivers now to the near side of the field. They'll carry it into the line, and that offensive push continues on. A short gain that time for Alexandria, spotting it down at the 11.
Wrapped up by Jala and Tyken.
Yep. Again, trying to run that inside zone, and they gave it to him, and Tyken was there to come crashing down.
And that sends us into the 4th quarter of play, with the outcome still to be determined here at Jim Goda Stadium. After 3 quarters of play, it's Moorhead 21, Alexandria 14. Well, we head into a 4th quarter with the game still a long ways from being determined. The outcome being determined. It's 21-14. Moorhead has the lead. After 3 quarters of play in Sauk Rapids. Sauk Rapids Rice continues to hold the lead there at 14-7 over Bemidji. So a lot of closely contested, very competitive games here in the semifinal round. Here's Steffensmeyer rolling left and looking, leaning, throwing off to the far side. Catch is made, and then to the play out of bounds it goes. Run out of play.
That's his brother.
And Hoskins was there to help out on the play, and it's first and goal, Alexandria.
Yeah, and that time, again, just running a sprint out to the left. Moorhead had people there to force him to throw, but he came from the right side, came all the way underneath that zone and got the big first down.
Moving left to right here in the 4th quarter. Alexandria with the handoff, stumbled in the backfield and then fell forward. There's an indication from one of the Moorhead players that they have pulled the ball loose, but it will not go that way. And it will still be Alexandria's attempt here from the 1-yard line.
And again, just ran that inside zone, Larry, and that time when Height got in there was not a whole lot to do, and somebody grabbed him by the shoulder pad and spun him, and I think that's when they thought the ball came out.
On the play now, 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line. There's a clap of the hands for the signal. And the option play to the near side, and all alone Will Height. He was untouched going in. A point after now will bring this game even up. Moorhead led at the half 21-7. Alexandria has come out, put a scoring drive together to pull within 21-14. The defense came out, made a stop on Moorhead, and now Alexandria, with the help of good field position, has a chance to bring the game even. Sandstead there for the point after. The snap, the place, the kick is up. The kick is good, and we are all tied up. Alexandria starts the fourth quarter with a game-tying touchdown. With play when we return, it's Moorhead 21, Alexandria 21. With the game tied at 21, the Alexandria kickoff grabbed by Michael Haugo from the 5 to the 10 and tripped up low to the ground. That was a reach-in ankle tackle. And that's as effective as any, because if your ankles don't move forward, you don't either.
Nope.
And it's first down, Moorhead.
And that's starting free safety Gavin Ashmore. He's the bullet on that. Nice job by Michael. He saw that he had a little opening back there, and he just kind of dove. And, you know, sometimes you grab that foot, and it gets wrapped around the other foot, and you go down.
First down, Spuds.
And Moorhead needs some first downs.
Their decision at the start of the game was to have the wind at their back here in the fourth quarter. And the wind is still blowing, but it has virtually died to a standstill here so far. Back to pass, getting away, Quaid. Rolling right side and looking, being chased to the sideline and out. A short gain as he just tucked it inside the first down marker. And that turns into a 1-yard gain, and so the Spuds now face second down and 9.
Yeah, ran that little sprint out, kind of a sprint out to the left, or boot to the left. And Michael Hago had sat down in between the linebackers, and he just didn't have enough time to get it back to him, so he did what he could and basically got no yards on that one.
In fact, it is no gain, and it's second down and 10. Out of the huddle, game tied at 21. Last time these teams played, Moorhead had to come from behind to score with less than a minute and won it. What was the final? 36-31, 37-21. Here's a play in the backfield, stopped and dropped. And the Alexandria, and the play has still continuing forward. You got to give credit to these players for not stopping the play when they think it's over, rather than to wait for the whistle. We've seen a lot of yards be pushed forward because of the continuation.
Yeah,
And so with that, it turned into a 2-yard loss, and Moorhead now faces third down and 12.
Yeah, they tried to run inside zone that time, and boy, good push up front by the front four of Alex. They basically met him in the backfield.
Michael Haugo wide near left side. One-on-one coverage along across the way for the Cardinals. Snap is back. Stepping up into the pocket and looking, a man out on the near side, and it's caught at the 37-yard line. And Mackay Elmore camps out underneath and waits for the ball to come down, and he picks up another first down catch. Mackay Elmore.
Nice throw too, Larry. He rainbowed it over, put it over his shoulder. Mackay ran a corner route from the inside of that trip that time. Did a nice job of coming out, make it, and what's going on? We got a stoppage of play.
Moorhead breaks out of their huddle.
Mackay
Elmore is wide to the right side in the slot. And the slot set up by Michael Haugo wide out. It's first down Moorhead. Play back now on the near side. There's a nice hole open up, and he found it. And he steps through it across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Jamal Dixon on the carry for Moorhead. A nice gain there across the 42-yard line. Sets up second down and 5.
Nice patience by Jamal there. They ran power back to Moore's left side. Again, you know, Julio Ngati's leading up on the linebacker. They pull the backside guard. He waited until the guard got there, gave him a crease, and then he found that little crease for 5 yards. Nice patience, great vision on that one.
Ben Herliska is checked into the backfield. Second down and a long 5 for the Spuds, line to gain the 47. Waiting for the snap, it's back and out of the shotgun, the run. Across the 45, not quite the 46. Ben Herliska on that carry. And the stop made leaves Moorhead with a third down play and a yard needed to keep the drive moving. It's interesting to think that when we came into the game, we were looking at both teams being past teams, and yet it's been the run that has decided how this game is being played and how this game will be determined.
Yep, and then on that particular one, Larry, again, just running that inside wham play, and Ben was very patient and did a nice job, and then their linebacker, Gavin Fernholz, came across and made the tackle, and now they do have a guy down. Fernholz is down after making the tackle, Larry.
Still being attended to there. There's been no scoring change in Sauk Rapids either. It's still 14-7. Sauk Rapids race with the lead over Bemidji. We want to congratulate the Moorhead volleyball team for their performance here recently as they got a win over Brainerd to advance into the next round. Tuesday night will be at St. Michael Albertville. That's the number 4 team against the number 1 team, as the Spuds got a 3-1 victory over Brainerd. And the Moorhead boys soccer team earned their way into state tournament competition. Took on a very tough and talented high-scoring team from Duluth East. And Duluth East was able to walk off the field, but with a 3-1 decision. So our congratulations to the success this past year of the boys soccer team and under the ongoing success of the volleyball team from Moorhead as they continue play next week. Third down and about a yard. Here's the snap back, inside handoff. Cuts forward, and he's got some room, enough room to pick up a first down. Carson went.
Hodland on the play for the Cardinals.
And the ball spotted, or was that Herliska on the carry?
I'm not sure.
No,
you
I
can't
know.
read the number.
I know.
I'm guessing Ben because the way he carries it, but the way.
Yeah, at the 49-yard line now, it is first down for the Spuds.
Just ran power then back to left, and he did a nice job of finding the crease, and we still got 2 backs in the backfield.
As he steps back in shotgun formation, Gavin Quaid looking upfield. 8:18 to go in a tie game at 21. Here's the snap back and looking. Rifled past near side for Alon Salmon. Nice. Tries to step away from the defense. He is gathered in. Tegan Pfeffer with the stop at the sideline, 40-yard line, but a first down.
Yep, and that time Ward's got 2 backs in the backfield and 2 receivers wide, and they just ran that little hitch route. And again, the timing is just perfect. Alon drives the guy out, comes back, runs that hitch. Ball was there. Then he kind of did a nice little tiptoe down the line down the sideline, Larry, to get an extra couple and get him the big first down.
An important part of this drive is whether or not they score will determine field position for any ensuing drive by Alexandria. It's tied at 21. Snap is back, and here's the run on the near side. Jamal Dixon is on his way at the 30. He's on his way at the 20. He's on his way into the end zone for the score. Jamal Dixon with a 40-yard run up the sideline, and there's a penalty flag down waiting at the point of attack, and it's all coming back.
And that's too bad.
A holding we can expect is the call, and the Spuds coming up short, although a 40-yard gain went in for the score. It's all brought back, and the penalty yardage will be marked off against Moorhead.
That's too bad. They ran power back to left side. Nice block by the blocking back, who was Julian Gotti, but Alon Solomon down here got a hold of that corner, kept pushing him back, and then turned him inside, and Jamal saw that, went right down the sideline, and it's all for nothing. That's too bad. It was a nice play, and the other thing that's too bad about it, the holding calls are always way behind the play, but it's still holding.
Ball spotted down at the 46-yard line for Moorhead, where it is first down. 1st and 25. So a long ways to go to keep the drive going, with the line to gain the Alexandria 30-yard line. 7:45 remaining here, first fourth quarter. Snap is back and looking. Gavin Quaid wants to go deep. It's up and over the top, and it is overthrown. He had a man, he had a defender. About 3 yards beyond that was the ball. And the incompletion brings up third down.
And both receivers ran stutters and going. And Mackay elected to go inside the ball, so on outside, he's got to learn as a receiver out there that corner has no help outside, and he just wasn't able to get out there, and that's where the ball was thrown. It's too bad because I think he would have beat the guy.
So back at the 46-yard line. Spuds will put this play to the field with 7:34 remaining in the fourth. Breaking out of the huddle, Spuds come wide out, 2 to the near side, 3 to the far side. Empty backfield for quarterback Gavin Quaid. A quick toss and a quick strike, and the pass complete. Takes it to the 45-yard line. Well, that's about a 10-yard gain. And it'll leave 15 yards then to pick up the first down on third down. Mackay Elmore, a quick toss and a perfectly timed pass. Elmore was in position. The pass was thrown on the spot. The catch was made. The run was made for 10 yards, and it's third down.
Yeah, perfect time again. At that time, he just ran a quick slant inside, caught the ball in front of the corner, tried to reverse pivot and go back outside, and there was too many people in there. But again, they got over half of that back, so now they need to get another big half here so they have something that's reachable on fourth down.
Alon Salmon wide out far side. 3 and now 4 receivers on the near side. Snap is back and looking. Under some pressure to get away. Gavin Quaid now leans back and quick trigger. He's got his man. Michael Haugo is on his way, and he got upended. Michael Haugo, one stride away, got caught, turned upside down, and the play is brought down by Damian Ayala, and it is a first down, Moorhead. So again, the big play tonight belongs to Michael Haugo.
And Larry, that's a great job by Michael too, because he was running a deep route, saw that Gavin was in trouble, came back to the quarterback, and Gavin was just and saw him. And then again, he shows that great speed. He spun away from one guy, and if he misses, that last guy doesn't get him, I think he scored, but that's a huge first down.
It puts the ball into a scoring position for the Spuds at the Alexandria 15. Here's the snap back and on the run. Jamal Dixon works his way loose. He steps inside and then finally ran out of room along the near sideline. Jamal Dixon works his way inside the 10-yard line. That's an 8-yard pickup for Dixon and the Spuds, and it's second down.
Yeah, basically running power, and that time Jackson Young pulled from his right guard spot, got upside just as he was coming, just as Dixon was coming around the corner, he just got a nice block on the linebacker, and that sprung him for the extra yards.
Mackay Elmore wide out far side. Alon Salmon on the near side. Here's the snap back as Gavin Quaid looks into the end zone, and he throws it there.
Nope.
And it is incomplete. It was on his hands, but it slipped away just as the touch was made.
On the play for the Cardinals.
And Ayala on the defensive coverage for Alexandria forces a third down play now for Moorhead.
Yep, and he threw the ball just a little bit late. He was open sooner than that, but again, when you're sprinting out, you got to get your feet shuffled so you can get the ball there, and he threw it, gave him the opportunity, but nice play by the defender that time too, Larry.
It's third down and about a yard. Room to pick up a first down without scoring. Time running, 5:53 left in the fourth quarter. Game tied. Here's the play off the left side, and I think, well, they're close, if nothing.
Yep.
At least close to the first down marker on that play, and it is a first down as Jamal Dixon picks up enough yardage to move the chain.
Yeah, and Kevin Feeney was trying to call that timeout because they snapped that thing right at 0.
And they just did get it off in time.
Barely
yes.
got it off, and I like what Jamal did. He said, I know where the first down markers, and he just buried his head straight ahead and got as much as he could. He got a big first down, so it's first and goal from the 4?
Right inside the 3-yard line is where it rests. Mackay Elmore goes wide out far side. As they line up, the Spuds, 3 men in the backfield, 2 on either side and 1 behind. Here's the play. Jamal Dixon escapes and works his way in for the score. He was all but tackled behind the line of scrimmage, but he sidestepped, and his good athletic quickness was able to make room for the score, and the Spuds regain the lead.
He basically did a Will Height on him because they were trying to run that inside wham. He was lined up as a tailback that time, came up, saw one there, made the guy miss. But how about the acceleration after the miss, and squared his shoulders up and got in the end zone.
The ball, Jamal Dixon with the score, and here's the point after try by Ben Colburn.
Blocked.
And it is blocked, and so with that, the point after is no good. And we go to the 5:16 mark here in the fourth quarter. It's Moorhead 27, Alexandria 21. .7:21. There are 5 minutes to play.
That was a nice kick that time, and he got that back as far as he could. And actually fortunate for Alex because the ball was in between the numbers and the sideline, and he ran straight parallel with everything before he turned upfield. He was able to get that kind of field position.
3 receivers on the near right side for Steffensmeyer. He rolls, he looks, he throws, he's got his man, and it's caught.
Oh, no.
It is caught by Hoskins. He is going to dance his way in for the score. A 68-yard touchdown pass, and Hoskins puts the Cardinals right back on the board into a tie game. They didn't need 5 minutes and 10 seconds.
Nope, and all that was a wheel route, and Carson went from his safety spot, read it perfectly, and he went for the for the pick, and it went through his arms, and great job by him, Hoskins, to hang on to that ball and score. And I feel bad for Carson. He was there. He was ready to make the play, and the ball just went right through his hands. It's too bad.
For the go-ahead point, Alexandria lining up their point after kick. Peffer holds. Miles Sandstead waiting. With the crowd into it at every angle, the approach, and Alexandria has taken the lead. But now there are still 4 minutes and 50 seconds for the Spuds to march upfield. It's a 1-point game. When we return, it is Alexandria 28, Moorhead 27. For the kick return, as Sandstead puts it on the tee for Alexandria. He steps back, he steps off to the side and waits for the signal to kick. Spuds are waiting back and inside the 5-yard line for this approach. It is low and it bounces and bounces, and it's picked up cleanly at the 12. Here's the return. Nice side step away. Still on his feet and running, but then caught. It was enough to slow him down and then got lost. The football got stripped away. It is picked up and away by Wyatt Odland. He took it away from the Moorhead return man, and before the play went to the turf, Wyatt Odland has created a turnover, and the Cardinals, already with a 1-point lead, will have the ball at the Spuds 23-yard line.
Yep, big sudden change, and one of those deals where Michael made the first guy miss, got spun around, was trying to get through, had the ball off to the side, and when he gets spun around, the guy literally took the ball right out of his hands, Larry, and he didn't fumble it. He took it away from him. That's a great play by the Alexandria.
And now 4:43 to go. What a bunch of changes we have had here in such a relatively short period of time. Steffensmeyer leans it forward. Here's the run to the short side of the field. Waiting for the blocks to come forth. The Spuds plug things up, and the play is stopped. Will Height on the carry to the 15-yard line, just outside the 15. They bring up second down.
Yeah, just ran sweep to the right, and when he gets his shoulders downfield, he's hard to bring down. And the other thing that you can look at is that they are going to take probably 38 of the 40 seconds to run a play here and milk as much of this thing as they can, unless they're able to score in a hurry.
A 1-point lead and the ball. 4-9 clock running. Play clock is at 12. Alexandria now breaks huddle. Jackson Schoenrock is spread out wide, far left side. I'm not sure the pass is a factor at this point. They keep it up the middle on a run inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line. Will Height is stopped by Ashton Larry right at the 9-yard line, and from there it's Alexandria keeping their drive going.
Yep, just running inside zone. You know, they're still running that zone read. Nobody came and took the back, so he gave it. He does a great job of finding any crease he can, Larry, and cutting that back to get extra yards.
Again, a look at the play clock. They'll step up to the line with 14 seconds to put the ball in play. Wide receivers, 2 left and 1 near right side. Alexandria has created this sudden change, and the ball is popped up into the air, and Will Height is there to pull it down safely. It was so close. It was an unusual play. Somehow from the snap from center, it popped up off the quarterback Steffensmeyer's hands, straight up into the air. Running back Will Height was there. He pulled it in, and kept it safely tucked away at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, that was close to being a big play, and I think what happened there is that he was still barking all calls, wasn't even looking, and I think the center snapped the ball a little soon, and fortunately for Alex, it went off his hands right to height.
If I'm reading this right, they can pick up a first down without scoring. It looks, unless I'm...
Nope.
Okay, there's an orange jacket over across the way. And it's Will Height that goes in for the touchdown. And so the Cardinals strip the ball loose to create a turnover. 3 plays later in the end zone, and this has become an Alexandria advantage now, leading by 7 with the point after. Now, are they going to risk going for 2 to make it a 2-possession game?
They're going to kick
or they go for 1? It will stay a 1-possession game. We'll see.
They'll force Moorhead that if Moorhead does score, they're going
to have to force him into a 2-point try.
Absolutely.
So we'll see what happens here now as the Cardinals line it up. The snap is in place. Here's the approach. The kick is pooched up and in, and the Cardinals lead it by 8. With 2:36 to go in the 4th quarter of play, it is now Alexandria 35 and Moorhead 27.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes. Offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com.
Here's the Alexandria kickoff. End over end and driven. Picked up at the 4-yard line. Here's the return by Jamal Dixon. Escaping for a moment. Caught up and then got spun around and twisted. The Cardinals still going after another turnover. Only to hear the whistles blow and stop play out across the 30. It'll be first down for the Spuds from there, but with 2:27 to go, down by 8. They'll spot the ball at the 32-yard line.
They got plenty of time. I think they still have 2 timeouts left. They can still run the ball if they have to. And everything Moorhead does is RPO, the run pass option, and to see how efficient. But I think you're going to have to see them get in and out of the cuddle a little quicker, especially if they run the ball.
Keeping in mind, Moorhead had a 21-7 lead in the locker room. Alexandria, I don't know if we can say they actually made any adjustment, except that they came out and kept their game plan in place, and now the Cardinals have the lead. As the play goes off to the far side and ready to step forward and step away from the play, the tackle made. Jamal Dixon stopped at the 36-yard line.
Tried to run power again, and Jamal's hurt.
An injury has taken place, and Jamal Dixon is still on the turf as his teammates gather around him now and wait for the training staff to come on. And we'll return to Jim Goda Stadium. We've got an injury timeout here with 2:10 to go. In the 4th quarter of play, it's Alexandria 35.
The Moorhead Legacy Education Foundation and Spud History were happy to offer services to 10 Moorhead High School class reunions this summer. The class reunions took tours of the high school, visited the Spud History Wall at Horizon Middle School, were entertained by Moorhead High School music students, and were visited by Spuddy. Start planning your class reunion today. Here's the email address, spudhistory@moorheadschools.org for more information.
Boss DXT snowplows are tough to beat. Featuring dual trip tech, flared wings, and optional D-force for improved scraping and backdragging performance. Choose from 3 different sizes in steel, stainless steel, and poly. The Boss DXT is built to restore order.
Your home for Boss Snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
and walk off to the near side, but not without some help. He is certainly hobbling just a bit. And I think more than anything, it's just a situation that he needs a little bit of time. And there's a good chance we won't see him the rest of tonight with just 2:10 remaining as Dixon makes his way to the near sideline and get further medical attention. And so with that, it is 2nd down and 5 for the Spuds, trailing by 8. Back to pass and looking, Gavin Quaid leans it up and throws. It's up the air near side. Mackay Elmore is there to make the catch. Mackay Elmore is going to go all the way in for the score.
Wow.
Unbelievable. A 68-yard touchdown pass to Mackay Elmore.
And there's a case. He ran that doggone out and up again at the time. They had good, and the ball was underthrown. He came back and got it. And once he did it, when he turns on his speed, he even outran Will Height. Height was right on his tail, and Height got him as he got in the end zone. But what a change of events. But now they got to go for 2.
Yeah, the strategy that was employed by Alexandria to go with the safety on the point after kick, creating an 8-point game, coming into play now. With 1:52 to go, the Spuds need to convert to tie.
Going to be interesting.
How they line up. Jack Tyken is the tight end on the far side. Alone in the backfield. Here's the look for the pass and throws. Near side. He's still running. Gavin Quaid is still looking. Leans back and throws to the middle of the field, and it is dropped. A great read by Quaid, coming back to the middle of the field and throwing it to Alon Salmon. He went for it, had it on his hands, but the defender was there to knock it away. And it's a 2-point game with 1:52 to go. Have you ever heard of anything called an onside kick?
Yeah, I've seen them once or twice in my career. I imagine that's what we're going to see. But how about this? The guy that knocked it down was a defensive lineman. When he started, he just backed in the end zone. When he threw it back across his body, he came back and he knocked it out. That was a defensive lineman made that defensive play. Wow.
And so it prevented the 2-point conversion. It prevented the tie. And Jamal Dixon is still walking things off on the near sideline. I don't know if we feel that we'll be able to see him yet or not. I'm guessing that if it is his choice, he'll go out and try to make it a run at it. But we'll wait and see how things turn out now as the Spuds will line up for the kickoff. And Alexandria, of course, and everybody in here that has ever watched a football game knows a little bit of something about an onside attempt. It must go 10 yards before the recovery by the kicking team. So we've seen times when it has been pooched into an empty area and recovered. We've seen it where it's been line drives off the sure hands people and picked up and recovered. And here's Jack Tyken.
This is different.
Yes, and he will spot it.
For the Cardinals.
Jack Tyken. And we know what his job is here. Well, I don't think he'll actually touch it. I think that one player on either side of him will get there in front of him. And it is Tyken. It actually nubs it along, and it goes. Did it go the 10 yards?
Didn't go far enough.
But it was tipped away by one of the Cardinals players.
And it is!
First down, Moorhead.
I didn't see him.
As they converged on the kick at the 50-yard line, a Cardinals player reached in and deflected it. And now the officials are conferring to make sure that they understand that what they saw what happened. And right away, the officials were there to signal Moorhead football.
And they're not going to change their mind, it doesn't look like.
But it looks like Moorhead will retain possession on recovery of the onside kick.
Kick recovered.
You can't write the script any different and more exciting than this.
I'm not so sure if he could ever write this.
I know. 1:52 now showing. For those of you listening in your car radios as you wait for your students to be done, thank you. We appreciate your attendance here, and they will be on their way soon, I think.
This ain't over.
So the Spuds now approaching midfield. They'll put it on the ground to the near sideline. A penalty flag is down, and we'll have holding there. As Jamal Dixon is back on the field and running. He turned the corner and headed upfield, but with a little help from a hold, the yardage will come off against the Spuds. And see how big a penalty it is.
It'd be 10 from the spot.
It is 10, and they mark it down there at the 35-yard line. First down marker is in Alexandria territory at the 42. First and 23. .148 to go. Moorhead trailing by 2. And before the play gets underway, Alexandria takes the timeout. They want to settle things down and get an idea of what their job assignments are.
Absolutely.
And when we return, we have 1:48 to go. We're in the fourth quarter. It's Alexandria 35, Moorhead 33. Out of the timeout, Gavin Quaid being chased. Leans off to the far side and throws it into the turf. He knew there wasn't going to be a reception on that play. He had heavy pursuit from the backside, and he simply forced the pass to be in the direction of Alon Salmon, only to avoid the sack that was about to happen.
And kill the clock.
And kill the clock. It stops play. Now second and 23.
And again, they tried thing where they put Herliska out there with that the Axer and Quads out there. He's like a duck, like they're going to throw the screen to him, and that linebacker just stayed out there. So when he gets chased out of the pocket, there was nothing that he could do but do what he did.
This play underway with 1:43 to go. Play clock is at 3. Here it is. Gavin Quaid leans and throws off to the far side, and a diving interception attempt comes up short. The Spuds receiver were some distance from where the ball ended up, and the pass is incomplete. And Spuds will try it again now with 1:39 to go.
Yeah, and that time they took Alon Salmon and they brought him in like he's going to run into the middle, then pivoted back outside. And unfortunately, when Cameron threw the ball, he just overthrew him.
It's third down and 23. Jamal Dixon near side at the sideline with coverage there from Pfeffer. Wide receivers to the far side and the look. Here's the play out. Try to get to the sideline but cannot. And the Spuds are in a hurry to call a timeout and stop play, and we'll return to Jim Goda Stadium with 1:32 remaining. It's Alexandria 35, Moorhead 33. Playing 21-7 at the half, Alexandria finds themselves in a 2-point lead with 1:32 remaining as the Spuds come up to the line looking at 4th and 12. Some people can't watch. Their eyes are covered as they try to look on. As Quaid goes to the near side and the catch is made. It's Mackay Elmore. At the 40, he was there. At the 35, he was there. At the 30, it was there. It's first down, Moorhead.
And what a great read by Gavin. And again, they were trying to go deep. Mackay sat down, knew where the first down marker was. He was looking to break it, but what a big pass and a big first down.
Now 1:25 to go inside the 35. Here's Gavin Quaid, leaning and looking. He's going deep. This one is up for grabs, and it is overthrown. The receiver and the defender both there leaping into the air. And I hope for all intents and purposes that there will not be a pass interference call that will determine the final score here today, as this game has simply been played to a high level.
It really has, and that time, again, he was looking to throw the ball out to Michael Hago, and Michael just kind of misread that a little bit. He kind of slowed down. If he'd have stayed outside, he might have had a shot at it, but I tell you, when you're that far downfield, you don't know what's going to happen. He did a nice job of evading the sack just to get the ball out that far.
It's second down and 10. Wide receivers to the far side. Gavin Quaid rolls in that direction. He's got help. Leaning and looking and throwing, and the catch made.
Get out of bounds.
And then tried to get out of bounds, but he kept on running up the sideline. And they're going to call him down there inside the 30. And with the clock stopped at the 1:06 mark, now the Spuds face a third down play.
And nice job. That was Cameron Evans that time, and he's the inside in that trips route. Ran it, kind of sat over by the sideline, caught the ball, thought he could get more, came back inside. Fortunately, they tackled him out of bounds to stop the clock.
Then Herliska, a quick visit near sideline before heading into the huddle. Third down for Moorhead. Alexandria 29-yard line, 1:06 to go. Moorhead trailing by 2. Here's the snap back. Gavin Quaid standing tall in the pocket, looks to the end zone. This one is up for grabs, and it is incomplete. Will Height defending. Mackay Elmore, the intended receiver. And there, we just talked about a pass interference call. A lot of people in the bleachers here tonight thought there should have been one there.
Yeah, they're just a little tainted, but
and it's fourth down.
And again, Mackay came back to the ball, and the ball ended up sailing over his head. And I like what happened after he was being defended by Will Height. They both patted each other on the back. Went, nice job. Here we go. One more time.
One more time.
Yep.
Fourth down and 6. Fourth down and 30. Wide receivers to the near side as they turn and wait, and Kevin Feeney will take a timeout here. Again, there seemed to be some confusion on placement of the players, and so to avoid a mistake, timeout has been taken. We'll return with 1 minute to go here at Jim Goda Stadium. It's Alexandria 35, Moorhead 33. Well, it's not for the timid.
No, it's not. And my little machine I get on here is actually overworking overtime, Larry.
Fourth down, Moorhead, game on the line. Spuds trail by 2. They need a first down to keep the drive going. Wide receivers 4 now on the near left side. Here's Gavin Quaid. He's facing the pressure. Got away and looks. He throws it to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Alon Salmon alone in the end zone. One stride away, and the score gives Moorhead the lead.
They need to go for 2 here.
Alon Salmon streaking into the end zone to make the catch and the go-ahead score. The Moorhead players on the near sideline are ecstatic, one on top of the other and patting each other on helmet and pad. Oh my, what a play.
I'll tell you what, Alexandria, bless their hearts, they rolled the dice, came with the blitz. Moorhead picked it up, and the quarterback did a great job of stepping up in the pocket, and Lon he knew where the end zone was, and he threw a strike. Moorhead wants to go for 2 here.
Well, they don't have the right players on the field, and Alon Salmon, there's still 14 seconds to put the ball in play. And so they have time to accommodate that, but they want to make it a 2-point conversion here to make it a 6-point game.
They're out of timeouts, too.
And
so.
without the timeout still to use, they'll go for the run and into the pile of players that is all driven back. And so with that, play has stopped, but the Spuds have gained the lead. 1 minute to go. And it's Moorhead 39, Alexandria 35.
Wow.
Some kind of turnaround here tonight. The Spuds led comfortably at the half. The Cardinals led comfortably with about 4 minutes to go. The Spuds lead, but not comfortably, with 55 seconds to go. And that whole lead point came as a result of a recovery on an onside attempt. And this time it is Ben Colburn approaching. For the kickoff, it is deep. End over end and gathered in at the 1-yard line. He pitches off. No, he kept it himself and continues to run. Will he have room? No. To the near sideline. And finally is caught and brought down.
That's a great job by that guy making that tackle.
It's first down for the Cardinals. 45 seconds now showing.
And if you
we know the dangerous arm of Carter Steffensmeyer is loaded up and ready to go.
Well, here's the case right now, and if history tells you, stay back, keep it in front of you. You don't need to get the interception. Let them catch it and tackle it. They only have 2 timeouts left. They got a long way to go. Keep everybody in front of you.
Well, those who left early are still in the parking lot waiting for the conclusion here tonight. Yep. Lights are on and watching. Here's the turn and the back, halfback pass. We're back to the quarterback. He'll turn and look upfield and throw. He's got his man, and the catch is made, but the Spuds keeping the play in front of them, run it down inside the 50-yard line. And Alexandria, well, they'll stop play to move the chains, and what a well-designed play. You might call it a trick play, but it's nothing unusual.
Nope.
A lateral pass and then a forward pass and a toss upfield. And the Cardinals take a timeout to diagram and set up their next play out of the playbook. 32 seconds yet remain here tonight at Jim Goda Stadium. Back with the score, Moorhead 39, Alexandria 35. Never over till it's over. Moorhead defenders probably a little closer than what they would like, maybe to see the result. Here's the pass out to the far side. There's the hook and lateral play. It's up the sideline. He's going to go all the way in for the score.
Number 3.
And it is Will Height. And it wasn't that many years ago that this same play was done the reverse way. Moorhead ran the hook and lateral play. Tonight it's Alexandria. They regained the lead with 24 seconds to go. We can't possibly think this game is over.
Nope, and they need to kick it just to maintain a 3-point lead, but nobody has timeouts left, so we're just going to have to see what happens after the 6th point. But well designed, and again, Moorhead bit on the hook, and you don't need to be in that big a hurry. You keep people, but that's easy for me to say up here.
And so with that, here's the point after try. Snap is back, put in place. We've got more football coming your way when we return now. 25 seconds to go from Jim Goda Stadium. It's Alexandria 42, Moorhead 39. And had a 2-point lead with very little time remaining, 40-some seconds. But the ensuing kickoff was brought back in good position, and then the old favorite, the hook and lateral play came into play as the Cardinals ran it to perfection up the far sideline and into the end zone for the score. The lead is back now with Alexandria, but now there are 24 seconds to go.
It ain't over.
2 men back in kick return. This is not a game for the faint of heart. End over end, up the middle. Gathered in and returned. Here's the run to the 20. And this time there is no return. It is brought down. There were 4 Cardinals players on top of the stop.
Someone on the return for Moorhead.
Yeah, Moorhead tried to set up a middle return. They had a wall in the middle, and he couldn't get there, so he tried to bounce it back out to this side. And they just had too many people. If he might have had a chance back in, but Alon just could not get back to the middle where the wall was set up.
Alon Salmon on that return. And the Spuds, first down at their own 24-yard line. Trailing now by 3. 2, maybe 3 offensive plays in the works. Stepping up and away, off to the far side, and it is up there, and it is intercepted. And then down to the turf. And Alexandria celebrates the turnover as the ball was thrown just enough short. Michael Haugo, the intended receiver, the defender. Odlin was there to pull the ball away right in front. And with that turnaround, the sudden change goes to Alexandria, as with 12 seconds to go now, they celebrate what they think will be a chance to play in the championship game next Friday.
Yeah, all they got to do is take a knee. Moorhead's out of time. Oh, it's too bad. He evaded they actually brought good pressure. He evaded it, and when he stepped, he slipped a little bit, and the ball was errant. He was trying to throw it outside, and he got it down inside too much.
Matter of taking the snap and dropping to their knee without turning it over. Everybody's in tight. Everybody's in close to protect. And the snap given back to Steffensmeyer. He quickly picks it up and drops the ball away and heads to the far sideline.
Wow.
And that will put this one into the record book all time as one of the greatest and most exciting football games between these schools ever. Yep. We'll be back and recap in a moment our final score in semifinal play. Alexandria 42, Moorhead 39.